Welcome to week 9 of the PGF.
Thank you.
Really excited to see this final weekend. Now, the regular season's going to finish up, so I shouldn't say the final weekend because we do have a tournament. But, man, this is week 9. The money's being given out tonight. We have $4,500 being given out to the competitors. So that's going to be really exciting to watch. And, obviously, that's the main storyline. Who's going to win the $1,000 and who's going to miss out?
Just barely.
Yeah, and there's a couple of really interesting, again, competitors that have a chance to win $1,000. I mean, everyone thought Elijah Carlton was going to run away with it, and he's still in the lead by 5 points. His own destiny's in his hands. And as a competitor, you want that. You don't want there to have to be something crazy to happen, like if you're in the number 2 or 3 spot. Like, you want to be in the situation Elijah's in, where if he comes out here and gets 3 submissions, he's going to walk away with the $1,000.
Right.
Now, he does have a couple of tough matches tonight. He's got Eric Longar, he's got Jeremy Geiger, and Jonathan Roberts.
Yeah.
And really, he needs 2 chokes and 1 break. That guarantees him the $1,000.
Okay.
So I like his chances.
I do too.
And in second place, we got Kayla, Mcallister, and Nilo. So they're tied for second. Nilo has the easiest draw of anyone. So I'm really expecting Nilo to come out, get 21 points. He's not going to settle. Caleb's got a tougher draw, so I think he's probably going to end up in that 2nd or 3rd spot. But I think it really comes down to Elijah versus Nilo.
Yeah, so Nilo definitely has a chance if Elijah doesn't capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, the match everybody's thinking about tonight is Elijah versus Jonathan Roberts and Jonathan Roberts versus Kayla Mcallister. I mean, those are the 2 biggest matchups, and there's a lot of money on the line. I mean, if Caleb goes out there, let's say, because, again, Caleb's down by 5. If Caleb goes out there, chokes Jonathan, and Elijah goes out there and gets a draw, well, now Caleb's up by 2 points. So if he's got his own destiny in his hands.
Right. It's a tight race.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. And Jonathan's got a tough night tonight.
Yeah, and Jonathan does. And so looking at that 8th spot right now. So Seth Tatum, the blue belt from 10th Planet Decatur, he's in the money right now. He's in that 8th spot. And Jonathan Roberts is 2 points back. But as you said, Jonathan has a really tough night tonight. He's got Kayla Mcallister and Elijah Carlton, and as I've already mentioned, as well as Moises Carrasco.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Getting any points will be a victory, honestly, for him. And I think it's going to be tough for him.
Yeah, I know, but we've seen Jonathan pull through some tough situations before, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, and Matt Harrison, he's in at 47 points. He has 2 matches tonight, so he would really need, I don't want to say a miracle, but yeah, he really needs a lot to happen for him to end up in that 8th spot. Joe Kai, Kevin Primo, they're really locked in. They can't get into that next money. So the 4th through 8th place in the regular season going to get their money back. So each competitor put $200 into the pot, and if you finish 4th through 8th place, you get your money back. 3rd place gets $400, 2nd place gets $600, and 1st place gets $1,000. Now, Matt Elkins is in the 4th spot at 84 points. He also has a really favorable schedule tonight. His toughest match is definitely Seth Tatum. So I'll be interested to see if Matt Elkins can pass either Nilo or Caleb, because, man, Matt's had an amazing season, but he might only walk out of here with $200 tonight.
I know, and he only trails by 2 points. I mean, I wonder if some of these guys go back and, like, even Jonathan, all submissions, but, like, those ankle locks, hurt him in the end in getting into the money. But he's still secured in the 8th spot, right, in his conference to make it to the tournament.
Yeah, he's definitely secure in the 8th spot. And, yeah, there's some of those implications tonight is who's going to make the 16-man. Now, we have breaking news. This is, and I'm going to announce this multiple times throughout the night, but for you guys that are on right now, Elijah Carlton will not be in the 16-man tournament. He dropped out today. He's been dealing with a shoulder injury, so there's a lot of very, very happy competitors.
Right.
Sucks for Elijah because he's the only guy. He submitted every single dude so far this season. He was definitely the hands-down pick to win the sub-only portion for the $1,000 at the end of the season, but he had to drop out.
Yeah.
And that
and
opens
he's still
the
in
door.
it tonight.
Yeah, he is still in it tonight, but he has been competing with an injury, and I'm not going to say what the injury is on air, just in case any. I mean, I know the competitors listen to me talk and stuff, so
Yeah.
he does have an injury, but he's been competing with it the past couple of weeks, and so I'll be interested to see his performance tonight because again, he's going for $1,000.
Right. So yeah, is that going to affect his submission? You know, is he going to choose one thing or the other?
Well,
based on
he
that?
has to. Like, he's in the point right now. It has come down to he has to get 2 chokes and a break tonight to win $1,000.
To be totally secure with $1,000, right?
Yeah.
Because depending on what these other guys do.
If he doesn't do
right.
that, he's not going to win the $1,000. I'll
Okay.
say that.
Okay. Because of these other 2 guys' schedules.
So, yeah. Well, just because, the other 2 guys,
They're going to get points.
They're going to get points. I mean, Matt Elkins could possibly, so like if Elijah ended up with the draw, or let's say he just even finished all 3 breaks, he just took the easiest because he is nursing that injury. He took the easiest path for him to victory.
Okay.
Well, if he gets 9 points, he'll be at 100. That's not going to cut it. I think he'll get passed by all 3 guys. And then you tell me Elijah's going to be happy. He's in the $1,000 spot right now. If he gets all the way down to 4th. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, injury out the window for tonight. Got to go for 2 chokes and a break.
Yeah, and I think that's I think that makes tonight really interesting. Over the course of 20 matches, this is what it comes down to. It comes down to Elijah, Caleb, Nilo, and Matt for our first PGF regular season champion.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. And again, I think everybody, they all want that $1,000. I mean, that's a nice chunk of change, and all very deserving for the performances they put on over the 20-game season. But real talk, Elijah's finished every single guy. He's tapped every single one of these dudes except Caleb. Him and Caleb didn't have a match.
Right.
So I'm rooting for Elijah just because I think he's been the most impressive competitor. And I think he gets it done tonight.
All right, let me say that this segment, when we talk about the top 8 and who's on the bubble, is brought to you by Dr. Michael Cantrell. So I want to give him a shout out. Thank you for supporting the PGF. We really appreciate you. Let me ask you this. Does anybody in this top 8, just the money, top 8 overall, does anybody surprise you that they ended up there? And this is not final, right? Tonight is... at the end of the night. That's
honestly,
when we know.
I would say it's more surprising that Jonathan Roberts isn't in the top 8. That's the thing. Like, all those names, besides Moises, because he was a late addition, and I didn't know anything about Moises before the season started.
Right.
So before the season started, especially when we still had 3 extra black belts. We had Cody Floyd, we had Hodger, and we had Ridge Blackburn. So I would have thought maybe a couple of those guys would have been in that mix, but obviously they dropped for different reasons. And Jonathan Roberts is the guy that, again, he kind of surprises me that he's out. I thought Seth was going to end up in the top 8, and I thought Seth even had a chance to finish in the top 5. I actually think he's really underperformed this season. I think he's got better jiu-jitsu than what he's shown, and I think that's saying a lot because a lot of people, they're calling for Seth to get his purple belt, and they're really impressed by him. But I really think this season has, I think it's kind of showcased a lot of his weaknesses, honestly.
Okay.
And I think he's got some work to do before he takes that next level to purple belt. But he's a guy that, he's the only blue belt, and I think if he has a decent night tonight, to be a blue belt and finish in the top 8, like, that's something that he's going to remember for the rest of his life, and
huge.
it's a big, big accomplishment. So, I'm definitely rooting for the blue belt, and obviously he's one of my students, so you gotta root for him. But Jonathan Roberts, man, if you told me that somebody would have 15 submissions, so he said 17 matches total coming into tonight, and he's had 15 submissions. He's had one draw against Kevin Primo,
Okay.
and he lost to Matt Elkins. But other than that, he submitted every single guy, and he was going to be on the outside looking in coming into the final weekend. I would have been shocked. So we've really learned that, one, there's a lot of talent in the PGF, keeping Jonathan Roberts outside of that top 8. And also, man, the difference between joints and chokes really matter.
And playing to the rule set. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really matters. The rule set and making sure you're getting your chokes really matters when it comes to the money.
Yeah.
Because a couple of these guys have a couple of losses or even a couple of draws, but they just have way more chokes.
Yeah. It's crazy that it makes that much difference. I mean, I know the points difference over double, but I don't know. Do you think it would be a good idea to, like, make that point difference, that differential smaller?
No, I actually really like it. I think it just makes the PGF unique. So I like that it's this way. Now, I've heard some people mention that it should be 6-3 or 5-3. I mean, I like the 7-3. I think it really just, again, puts a onus on getting a choke. And when you don't get the choke, you see a lot of guys, I should say, wasting time trying to get a choke. And some of these matches have ended in draws because guys have tried to chase the back, or they've tried to chase a front headlock, or they've tried to get, a choke from mount instead of taking the easier path to victory, which in a lot of cases has been the joint lock. So that's what Jonathan's done, and Jonathan's game is very joint lock heavy, but he's just taken the easiest path. Like whatever submissions come to him, that's the one he's been finishing with.
Yeah. Well, and I think it is important to spend some time because the chokes are so important. So, but you just got to know what is the correct amount of time and how much time do you need to transition and put somebody away.
It's been really tough. I mean, the coronavirus has been tough just because a lot of guys haven't been able to bring their coaches. They haven't been able to bring corners. They haven't been able to bring their friends, their family, their fans. And that's played a big impact. So we'll see. But we're getting ready to have Elijah Carlton come on. So if you guys have any questions for Elijah, make sure you put them in the comments. But, yeah, he's looking to –
Womp, 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 super chat from Brandon Gamble. You guys go ahead and start the super chat.
So final week, man. We got Elijah Carlton coming up, though. He's 5 points. He's 5 points ahead of Kayla Mcallister and Nilo. And Elijah, how are you feeling coming in tonight? You got 5 point lead on Caleb and Nilo, and your destiny is in your hands.
Well, I want a leg lock battle with Jonathan Roberts, so I need 2 chokes. If I want to get that leg lock on Jonathan, I need two chokes first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. You're coming in your first match. So you've got who do you have? You have Eric Longar in your first match.
Yep.
And Eric's smaller competitor. He likes to stand. Are we going to see a more aggressive Elijah, or are we going to see a more passive in your first 2 matches?
Honestly, I never know, man. Sometimes I have a game plan, and sometimes it's feel it out.
I'm always fascinated because we have seen that with you, and there's been a couple of times you just went after guys, and then a couple of times you just I've used to seeing the more, I don't want to say lazy isn't the word, but the more passive. You let guys come into you, and, man, you have just some of the best traps in jiu-jitsu.
I think it's all, like, relaxation and tension, man. I think there should be, like, a fine balance between that, where you're aggressive and where you're not, It just goes back to the origins of, like, most martial arts, just push and pull of things, a good balance, and I've been trying to work on that a lot.
And I love it because it's beautiful to see. I love the change of pace. It reminds me very Kenan Cornelius.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for, I guess.
And talking now about your injury, I haven't disclosed what the injury is, just in case people are listening. And but like, how long have you had this injury? And
I honestly really don't. It's not like I just did something and then I'm like, oh, that hurt it. It just came over time. It's like, oh, my shoulder's hurting today. Trained hard, and I'm like, oh, my shoulder's hurting a lot more now, and got sick like 7 or 8 weeks ago too, and on top of that, it's just been a long recovery the last 5 or 6 weeks, and it's I don't know if you told them I was going to drop out.
Yes,
So
I did.
I'm not going to go do the tournament. I've already put so much into. I would honestly drop out right now because I don't want to hurt my shoulder anymore. But I've already put so much time into the season, and I could win $1,000 tonight. So I mean.
Yeah, and there's definitely is that chance of risk, but as you said, you've already done 17 matches, and
For
you
sure.
are 5 points up, and you have been. I was telling them, I'm rooting for you tonight purely because you have shown the best jiu-jitsu of anybody in the season. So I'm rooting
I like
for
to hear
you.
that, man.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you, and I think you get it done tonight now.
I honestly don't think any of these guys are on my level. Not to discredit any of these guys. I love a lot of these guys, but I just don't think any of these guys are on my level. I think I have the most well-rounded game here, and I don't know anybody in the Southeast that finishes people like I do.
I don't, man.
People don't finish people like I do. I go out there and I finish every time.
I think you are one of the up-and-coming guys in the country, in the world, because, I mean, the United States is where the best jiu-jitsu is taking place, especially sub-only, and you're one of the top guys. I'm really excited to see, you know, how you develop, especially over the next couple of years, because the past couple of years, you've really turned into, I mean, just a beautiful grappler to watch. So
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, and that's this isn't even the beginning. I don't think I'm even 50% tonight. My cardio sucks. I haven't trained in 5 or 6 weeks. I've probably rolled like 3 times in the last 6 weeks. Really small amount of time just to like blow my lungs out a little bit and keep the rust off, you know. But we'll see more. Promise.
yeah,
Coming.
dude. I definitely believe it, and you're definitely one of the most active guys in the Southeast. Thinking, I guess, you know, to this recovery and after the recovery, what are your future plans? Like, where can people see you? Because, dude, you got a lot of fans from this, and a lot of people are interested in your jiu-jitsu.
ADCC trials has been been the goal for the last year. I've been training my ass off for it, and now it's looking like I'm probably not going to go. When's West Coast trials?
Usually the West Coast
January?
is in no. It's usually like May. It's usually
okay. I was
yeah,
thinking it was in January.
It's usually April or
I might
May.
still be able to get to West Coast trials, but I was really wanting to go to East Coast trials, and that's just looking like I probably won't. What is it, like a month and a half?
It's
after
like
tonight,
November
I
9th
plan
or
on
November
taking
something.
At least a whole month to rehab my shoulder and stay off of it completely, and I guess we'll go from there. But if West Coast trials doesn't work out, when's the next season going to be? Is that going to start in January?
Yeah, so the PGF will start probably
I'm
mid-January.
hoping I can be like fully rehabbed by the time the next season starts, because I really want to bump my weight up and get back up to where I was before I got sick, and do that as what I originally planned for this season, which would be a warm up for ADCC.
What
And,
I really want to ask you real quick is what is with all the competitors? It seems like everybody. It seemed like before Gordon Ryan went up in weight, everybody was trying to go down in weight. But now it seems like I know
sure.
so many guys that are trying to gain weight. And why is that?
Honestly, I don't know for everybody else. Maybe skill level goes down as you go up in weight, like on a general level. You know, it obviously isn't true for everybody. But for me, I've been facing the same guys for the last 4 or 5 years. Like I've been entering absolutes and going in at 160 pounds and getting to the finals with people who are over 200 pounds. I've been doing it for 5 years, and now I'm just facing these same guys, but I'm at their weight. You know, it's something I've really been wanting to do for a long time. I feel like I've always had the longer body that's able to deal with bigger people, even though I haven't had much weight on me. And now that I know that I can be comfortable in the 200 to 225 range, you know.
Was there any feeling out process for that? Or were there any like disadvantages right at the beginning when you gained the weight?
Obviously cardio, horrible. I thought I was a little stiff, but you know I was doing a lot of lifting and probably not as good of recovery as I should have been doing, hence getting hurt.
Yeah.
You know? I need to be a little bit smarter about it, for sure. But I think I figured it out.
And so, what is the ultimate goal for Elijah? You know, thinking about.
I could care less about being the best in the world. I mean, how many people say their dream is to want to like win ADCC? Probably thousands. You know, how many people in the country even watching this, like fans and competitors? Everybody's like, oh, I want to go win my weight class at ADCC, or I want to win absolute at ADCC. That's like that. You know, how many people are actually going to do that? So you know, I like to shoot realistically, man. I want to get to ADCC for sure. who knows? You never know who's. There could be 15 other people that pop up out of nowhere who are 10 times better than me in the next 6 months, you know?
It's crazy. It always seems like that way in jiu-jitsu is there's always these random guys, and a lot of it is because the money still isn't there, that there's some black belt or purple belt or brown belt, whoever, that is just a monster.
I mean, Downahair and his people talk about it all the time. They have people who work full-time jobs and train 2 or 3 times a week that are bad motherfuckers, you know?
Yeah.
But they don't compete. You don't see them on the scene.
Yeah, man. And there's a lot of truth to that. So the jiu-jitsu scene is getting to a point where you can make some money, and you're a guy that has made some money, and you're looking to make.
And I feel like it's like I could be the best in the world and still not make money, but it's like in my area and the local Southeast is like people know who I am, and I'll be able to build a clientele of teaching seminars and opening a few gyms under me and stuff like that, you know. And that's really end goal for me is just to be a good teacher, you know. I've already fell in love with my crew at Southside down there, you know. I love my students. It's really fun to be a part of, you know.
Yeah, so what is it? What have you fallen in love with about teaching at Southside or your own gym, Southside?
Just a love for jiu-jitsu in general, man. I enjoy studying it. I just enjoy digging deep. I love just the conceptual ideas of jiu-jitsu and how it applies on the mat. It's just one of my favorite things on the planet.
And so if somebody wants to get a hold of you or wants to bring you out for a seminar, how would they do that?
Just Instagram, Elijah Carlton. Right, ELIJAHCARLTON. It's my Instagram.
And you're definitely a guy that I would recommend anybody bring out for a seminar, go to a school for private lessons, because this is going to be the cheapest that you ever can bring him out, because in the next couple of years, he is going to be a major player in the national scene, and he's a guy that I fully expect. I mean, he's definitely the top talent guy in the Southeast that's going to make it to ADCC, so...
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, man. So any final thoughts before you go get ready for this first match?
No, I'm gonna do my thing, man.
Dude, you're
win or
gonna
lose. I mean, there's a chance I don't win the money tonight. There's a chance I have 20 matches and I sub every single person in all my matches, and Kayla Bernilo might actually go ahead of me if I can't secure the choke and have to go for a joint lock tonight. On more than if I can get 2 chokes and 1 joint lock and still win, but other than that, if I get 2 joint locks and 1 choke, I will not win. If one of them get all chokes, right? So I mean, you know, that's just how it plays out, you know. So whatever, I'm here to have fun.
All right, man. Well, best of luck. As I said, I think you get it done tonight, and kudos, man.
Thank you, man.
You're a beast.
Peace.
So, yeah, there we go, man. There was Elijah Carlton, and you hear it from him, man. I love the confidence that Elijah, you know, a guy like Elijah brings. And he's just so confident because he gets the results. And that's something that Gordon Ryan has really brought to the grappling scene, but he gets the results. And we've got Caleb Mcallister now. He's getting ready to jump on. Caleb Mcallister, number 2, in right now at 86. You and Elijah, the only 2 dudes that are undefeated. And, dude, I said at the beginning of the season, if you go undefeated in a season, a grueling season like the PGF, regardless if you get all subs, that's a huge accomplishment.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Now, of course, I'm going to go 0-3 tonight now that you said it. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. God bless me.
Yeah, as long as you don't get subbed, you'll still go undefeated.
Yes.
And so what's the game plan tonight? Because you are 5 points back. Realistically, you need at least 2 chokes and 1 break, but hopefully 3 chokes. So is that on your mind?
Absolutely, but it's not the top priority. It's a priority, certainly. But there are easier ways to earn a living than submission grappling. So if the only reason that we did this was for the money, then we would probably be doing something different. We do this because we love it. So yes, to make the top bonus money would be awesome. And I'm certainly adjusting my strategy in light of that. But a higher priority than that is postseason strategy. So I guarantee you that any of the top guys have not been showing all of their games yet. Well, I know I haven't.
And you're now, I don't know if you've heard, Elijah Carlton's out of the postseason. He had to drop.
Please tell me you're kidding.
I'm not kidding. He had to drop.
What?
Elijah's had a shoulder injury for, and he had to drop out of next week's 16-man. So he's going to do his 3 matches tonight, and then
And then get surgery?
Yeah, he doesn't know yet. But He's out.
Man.
And so,
Dude, I mean, he's a baller getting after it with a jacked up shoulder, but
Yeah.
good Lord. Well, I mean, obviously we've crossed paths before, and I guarantee we'll do it again. I mean, when we're in the same half of the country and as hungry as he and I both are, I'm sure this won't be the last time that we cross paths. I know he wants his rematch for sure, and I can't fault him for that a bit. So, well, I mean, I hope, man, my heart goes out to him. I hope it's a quick recovery and he's back on track soon.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, man. And again, he's going to do his 3 matches tonight. He's still trying to make that $1,000. And if
So
he did,
this is his finals then?
yes,
Yeah.
because he wasn't going
So
to.
he's not saving anything.
Yeah, he's definitely
well.
not saving anything.
Yeah, me neither.
And so, but you are, you will probably be going in, or not, you will be going in as the number 1 guy going into the sub-only 16-man tournament. And thinking, though, about your one match tonight that everyone's talking about, you versus Jonathan Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see that match going?
Well, I had, in talking with my coaches and my teammates, I had said from, day one, Roberts was at least the number 2 toughest guy for me in the entire roster after Elijah. And obviously they're very similar styles. I'm not saying that, he's better than Elkins or Nilo, or there's goodness knows any of these guys can catch anybody. There are some monsters in there. I'm just saying stylistically for me, I would call him 1 or 2 toughest guy for me.
And is that because of the guard, that clinching guard that he likes to play?
He plays the game that beats mine. I play the game that beats his.
Yes.
Other side of the
okay.
same coin, I'm the toughest style matchup for him. So we're going to have some fun. I've been excited about this one for a long time.
Yeah, and it's one of the first matches of the night, and he's got a grueling night tonight. So seeing him, because he's got his last match of the night is against Elijah Carlton.
Yeah, he's starting and finishing with a bang there, yeah.
Yeah, he is, man, and he's got Moises in between.
And I mean, he has the weapons to catch anybody, man. He's I've called him before. He's an assassin. He could catch anybody. There's no question.
Yeah, and from bad spots, so when you pass the
Yes.
guard and you've seen some of those dynamic attacks that he does after
You're never safe with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get complacent anywhere.
And so what worries you most, I guess, is it the arm lock or the leg lock?
I mean, they're both dangerous the way that he plays them. He's quick strike offense on both of his stuff. You don't, like some of the opponents that I have had, you could tell that they were basically daring you to go after a limb, knowing that that wasn't my first choice, which was smart. But with Roberts, you can't count on anything like that. He's going to take whatever you give him, and he's going to go after it hard, and you cannot get complacent. And whether it's an arm or a leg, he's going to take whatever you leave vulnerable.
Which match so far this season has been the most memorable for you? Have you had any match that really sticks out that you were...
For me personally?
Yes.
I mean, I've enjoyed all of them, to be honest with you. One thing that I'm really happy about is how many guys have been wanting to wrestle, which you don't always see in sub-only rule sets. It's been something that I've been really wanting to work on with ADCCs coming up so soon, and I'm honestly really grateful that so many guys, I think, kind of had the same idea as I did, which is let's work on a wrestling some. And that's one of the things that I'm really happy about.
I've been absolutely shocked. I thought pre-PGF, before this first week, we were going to see very little wrestling. And we have seen more wrestling than any sub-only show I've ever seen, personally.
I agree. I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One, of course, like I said, being people want to get ready for ADCCs. That's not too far away. I think it's also the rule set, prioritizing the chokes the way it does. It incentivizes you, especially with only a 6-minute round, to get past your opponent's guard fast. And it's a lot easier to do that off of a takedown than off of a guard pull into a sweep. It's doable, but harder.
That's really interesting you bring that point up, because you see that in ADCC, that wrestling to back. I mean, that's it. It's wrestling to the back, wrestling to the back. And that's what it seems to be.
You've seen a lot of that here.
We have seen a lot of that here. So that's a very, very good point, Caleb. And other matches tonight. So who else do you have?
Let's see. I've got, besides Robert, I've got Kiahi, and I believe I've got Seth, if I remember correctly.
Okay, yes. You do have Seth.
So it's going to be a tough night for sure. Roberts is, obviously the highest ranked, but I can't take any of those guys lightly.
So Seth's only been tapped by one other guy, and that was Jonathan Roberts.
Right.
So Seth is a guy that he's really sneaky. He's right there, number 8 in the money spot, and this is a big night for him as well. But we've seen Seth have trouble with the outside passing. Is that something you're going to look to exploit?
Well, I think what he's really dangerous with is those long arms, catching a lot of the head and arms, the darces and arm triangles, anacondas and whatnot. And, I think a lot of the time he baits people, and sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But the more he plays that game, the better he's going to get at it. And he's already very dangerous with it. So, like I said, I can't be complacent. Okay, if I just do this pass, well, he may be setting me up for something. And especially in no-gi. Guys' rank and guys' record means nothing. Anybody can catch anybody.
You couldn't be more right, and we've seen that throughout the PGF. So any final thoughts before you get back out there? Because you are getting ready to have an absolute war with Jonathan Roberts. So anything you want to say before you go back out there and start warming up?
I just want to say, thank you to everybody who's been involved in this entire promotion, from Brandon, you and Lindsay, everybody who's been involved. You guys have done an incredible job with this production. I've, had a lot of, kind words from people who are watching it of how much they've enjoyed the show. I especially want to, thank all 30 whatever it is of the competitors who have made it all the way to the end. We've seen that there were a good handful of guys that didn't make it more than a few weeks before they decided this was a little too tough for their blood. So, it shows the people that made it all the way to the end, they're something special. I have a ton of respect for every single one of them, and I want to thank them for being here and all of the guys in particular that I've competed against.
Well, very well put. I've become a big fan.
Thank you, sir.
I know Brandon's a big fan. It's been a pleasure having you, and, dude, good luck tonight.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
So there we go, man. Caleb Mcallister in number 2 right now. But, man, if he beats, especially if he taps Jonathan Roberts with the choke and Elijah doesn't, well, then we're looking at Caleb Mcallister in at number 1. But I'm getting ready to be joined by Jonathan Roberts, who by far has the toughest draw tonight. Probably the toughest draw of anyone all season. And, man, you saved the best for last.
Yeah.
I mean, you're starting with Caleb tonight. He said that this was the match, and he was telling me just a second ago that he feels like stylistically you are the second toughest matchup for him in the PGF.
That's
but
cool.
he also feels like he's a tough matchup for you. What do you think about this first match with Caleb Mcallister?
I mean, first off, Caleb's a great competitor, and he's put on a show throughout this whole thing. It's been really exciting to watch. The dude just doesn't get tired. And I think stylistically it is going to be an exciting match to watch. I do like to keep a fast-paced match and play in transitions and positions, and he likes to move really fast. So I think it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see how it shakes out.
And so after that match, you have Moises, and then you finish with Elijah Carlton.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, if you get even just 2 out of 3, that is a huge night for you. And if you go 3 for 3, it'll be the best night we've had any competitors had all season. So you have to be excited of these upcoming challenges.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this is a major challenge. This would be a tough lineup at the Brown Belt Worlds. I mean, these are 3 really tough guys. Moises, I have, trained with him for a few years. He's very tough purple belt, very hard to finish, very hard to put out of there. As you can see, he's not getting submitted by these guys very often. I mean, he's very hard to put away, and he has unlimited cardio as well. And he's a big fella. Me coming in here like 171 pounds, I'm not the biggest guy in the division, but I would be super excited if I could get 2 or 3 of these guys. But I'm confident that I have the ability to win all 3 of them at least some of the time. So I'm gonna, I'm really excited about the challenge and looking forward to putting it on.
We had Elijah on a minute ago, and he was talking about really wanting to have a leg lock battle. Now, Elijah, he has to have 2 chokes and a break to finish number 1 and get that $1,000. So he's hoping in his first 2 matches that he's going to get those chokes, and then he's like, no, I'm going to come after Robert's leg, and we're going to have a leg lock battle.
Interesting. A leg lock battle would be fun, Doesn't sound very fun for me, but
we haven't seen too many leg lock battles, I think that's
sure.
something that a lot of people have been really surprised about the PGF. We've seen more wrestling than we have leg locks.
For sure, especially with those 7 points being so valuable during this tournament, going for the choke is a better thing. So maybe that discouraged people for going for the legs. But Elijah has some great leg lock entries. We've seen a couple of those this time. I don't consider myself to be a leg lock expert, but I consider myself to be medium good at them, and I do like to play them a lot. But an expert, I don't know, but it should be interesting to play there. I mean, I do play a ton of leg locks, but it's kind of hard to classify.
And so thinking about your performance so far, you've had 15 subs out of 17 matches, which is just remarkable. And of those 15 subs, which has been your most memorable? Like, is there one that sticks out?
It's been a cool road all the way through. I think just as far as just a pretty submission, that rolling armbar I did off the straight armbar against, was it Noah?
Yes.
That was a pretty one.
Oh,
and
it was
obviously the Scarecrow Scarecrow of Doom, that armbar was really cool. You know, I was actually going a reverse De La Hiva, and I was kind of wanting to spin underneath. And as he started to knee slice, keeping that underhook, the arm presented itself, and it was one of those things that I just found in space. So, you know, improvising that armbar on the fly in the heat of the moment was really cool. You could see me stand up kind of excited after that one, just because I wasn't necessarily going for that armbar. It was a reaction in the time. So I would say that was probably the most memorable submission, just because it was a reaction off of something he was doing more than something that I was intentionally setting up, and it was really fun to watch.
It was, and you've had so many highlights that you could lose all 3 matches and never. You have a highlight reel that is legendary, man.
I appreciate it.
Seriously, it's just been an absolute pleasure to watch you, and you are one of the fan favorites. And I can't say enough about how impressive your performance has been so far. Now, I loved the armbar on Ridge.
Oh, yeah.
You had a really nice setup on Ridge Blackburn. Obviously, everyone's talked about the Nilo, the leg lock in on Nilo.
It's one of my favorite setups.
I know a lot of guys have been studying that. So any tips out there, like what do you do? Why do you like that setup off of the knee on belly?
Yeah, and it's something I'd be glad to show anybody if anybody comes and trains or whatever. It's something I'm definitely would be willing to break down. But I do an arm bar from there. I do 2 different heel looks from there and a knee bar, depending on how the person reacts. But when they go knee on belly, a lot of times they are trying to keep that pressure down. And instead of bridging them up, I'm bridging them towards their head almost at a 45 degree, which makes the weight heavy on their hands. And their hands are either going to be on your shoulders or the mat. And that makes their legs really light and easy to spin underneath. So when you spin underneath, the leg's already connected to you and across the hip line, so it basically falls into place. It looks really slick on camera, and it looks really slick to perform, like from a viewer, but to actually perform it, it's a very easy technique. It's just kind of spinning underneath, and the leg falls into place on 2 of them. One of them is a little bit different, and I do a variation where I sit up into a sweep if I'm like competing for the IBJJF where you can't heel lick somebody, but super easy setups from there. And once you threaten that once in a match, even if they disengage and get the scramble, they're afraid to go knee on belly on you, which keeps the mount safe. And as y'all saw when Elkins beat me, you know, if somebody does have a very good mount and is able to isolate a shoulder on me, that's where I don't want to be. So a lot of my game's set up to prevent people from getting to that position. So,
as one of the favorites heading in, because your game is made for a sub-only, no time limit. And
I love it.
Elijah Carlton just announced that he's out of the tournament.
Oh, wow.
So he will not be entering the 16-man. This is his last night. He sustained an injury a couple of weeks ago, so he's actually been training on an injury. But anyways, he won't be in it. Now you got to think that anybody could win, right?
Oh, I really do think that anybody could win. Once again, I'm going to stick by this statement. I think that I might not be able to beat everybody 10 times out of 10 times, but I really do think that I have the ability to beat everybody sometimes.
You are terrifying. So I just want you to know that, and a lot of people are scared of you. Any final thoughts that you want to say before you go back out there and get ready for that first match?
Yeah, just guys, thank you for all the support through this thing. I'm glad that I've been entertaining to watch for you guys, and stay tuned for this. Tonight should be super interesting. Like I said, this could be the final 3 matches of the Brown Belt Worlds or something. This is a tough lineup. And coming to that tournament with Elijah out, I mean, is it going to be me and Matt Elkins again at the end? I mean, is Caleb going to be there? I mean, you know, that's a pretty good shakeup for the fans. I think that there's a few guys in it that could definitely all win. So I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Well, dude, you're an absolute gentleman, and good luck tonight, man.
Appreciate it. See you guys.
Yeah, so there we go. Jonathan Roberts is an assassin. There's no other way to put it. And you've heard the respect that he commands, you know, Elijah and Caleb Mcallister, how they feel about his game and how we all feel about his game. He's been one of the most exciting competitors all season. And I love just how down-to-earth these guys are. I know I've seen that a few times in the comments, but that's what you get with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's what you get with martial artists. So, Lindsay, it's nice to have you back.
Thanks. I was on a Coke Zero break.
On a Coke Zero.
Yeah.
We are sponsored by Coke.
Yes.
So
Decatur Coca-Cola Bottling Company and Frank Troop. And, yeah, Frank's giving us a box of goodies over there we'll be giving out. I guess the rest of those throughout the night.
Okay.
Or I guess we could save a couple for the tournament.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so getting ready to start, though. Our first match of the night, we got Kevin Primo. Ooh, actually, I think we're going to start with Matt Anderson versus Josh Daddario.
Okay.
And then our next match will be Kevin Primo versus Seth Tatum. So Matt Anderson versus Josh Daddario, really, obviously stylistically completely different, and
Right.
size also
Very
a
different.
big gap between Matt Anderson. He weighed in today at 195 pounds even. So he had lost a couple of pounds. So when he first heard about the PGF, he was about 205. I think he was 208 actually. He was getting close to 210. Lost a bunch of weight. He's one of those guys that loses weight really easily. It's actually much more difficult for him to gain weight, and he's been so he got down to about 191. I've weighed him in actually a couple of times, and he's been weighing about 190, 191. But he's got a few extra pounds tonight. He's definitely looking a little thicker.
Yeah.
Josh is one of our smallest competitors. Josh really needs to get on those legs ASAP.
Yes. So what do you think Josh is, like 140, 135?
So Josh is no. Josh is like 150.
Really?
Yeah, he's a little bit heavier. I think he weighs like between 145 and 150.
Okay.
So yeah.
I thought he was a little bit smaller
Yeah,
than
no,
me.
I actually asked him a couple of days. I think he weighed like 148 a couple of days
Okay.
ago.
Nice.
So, yeah, he's definitely one of our smallest guys. And this is a big match for Matt Anderson. So, we got Matt Anderson right now. He is the 7th seed in the Western Conference. And he's pretty much, he would really need Clay Malone or Dallas Sharp to do something spectacular tonight for him not to make the playoffs. And this is
Okay.
a big, Matt Anderson, a guy that does not train regularly.
That's a huge deal.
Yeah, making the playoffs is a big deal. And he really, if he gets a choke, he guarantees himself a spot in the playoffs. But, honestly, if this match ends in a draw or Matt decides, because Matt's kind of talked about, he's going to might try and go for that forearm crush again. And 3
the
points,
Anderson crush.
he should be safe looking at the schedule, but you don't know.
You don't know what's
You
going to
don't
happen.
know.
But yeah, so what did he say at the beginning of the season? Was his goal to be in the top 8 of his conference or in the top 8? Period. Do you remember?
He was very confident coming in.
Okay.
He wanted to beat like 5 black, but there's not even 5 black belts in the league right now. But he's had a really good season. Now the past couple of weeks have been really rough for him. I think guys have figured him out. They've started to attack his weaknesses. We've seen a couple of white belt mistakes from him. Really thinking about when he reached back and got triangled. Like he really made he's made a couple of really bad errors. He started off on fire though, and midway through the season, he was number 1.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so he's had a great season and it's been really entertaining.
For sure.
He's
shown me some things that I did not know that he had in his arsenal. So
this next match, or I should say our first match of the night, is definitely ending in a submission. Now, I don't know who's going to win. Honestly, Josh Daddario has been one of my surprise competitors.
Yeah.
I know Josh is very technical. He's one of my favorite roles at 10th Planet Decatur. I love training with Josh. But I didn't think he had the firepower to do as well as he has. And he's had some of my favorite submissions of the season. I've really been a fan of a couple of his submissions. So this would be a big win for him. Like, if Josh comes out, taps Matt Anderson, honestly, he's had a phenomenal run in the PGF.
So Josh should sit to his butt, get underneath.
That's definitely his path to victory. Matt has shown better passing than I thought he would. He's passed well on the outside, and he's been able to overwhelm people, but Josh has a pretty good guard. He inverts very well. He needs to get on the legs, though. He's not going to – I don't think he's going to triangle choke or arm lock. Like, his path to victory is heel hook.
Yeah, I agree. He does have a very good initial posture from his guard, though. Straight as an arrow.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Nice.
And that's something that we've really worked on, telling him that he doesn't quite have the retention in the guard to play flat on his back. Think, Paulo Meow or the Meow Brothers or guys like that. But here we go. You guys are in for a treat tonight. There are some phenomenal matchups. I had a lot of money. We're giving out $4,500 tonight. So, again, a lot of guys are getting paid. And a couple of guys are going to walk away really, really happy. So, excited for this. And we've got Matt Anderson in the orange, Josh Daddario in the blue. And you guys can see there's a big size difference here. Josh is does have the length advantage, and he immediately sits. That's a great choice.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So you can see Josh winning the inside space. He's looking to elevate, but Matt comes right in, barrel rushes. He wants to keep Josh flat because he knows if he can keep Josh flat, it's going to be difficult for Matt to heel hook him, or excuse me, for Josh to heel hook him.
5:30.
But there we go. Matt passes with within 30 seconds. Josh has decent frames, but they're a little too acute. You can see Matt's already crushing them. Matt really wants to get the back. I think we're going to see Matt try and do his signature move. I mean, he's told me that he would love to end the season with a Manderson crush.
5 minutes.
Very nice guard recovery. We see Josh in trying to scoop a leg. That was a beautiful guard recovery. And so Matt needs to be careful about winning this head height battle. This is how he got choked by Matt Elkins. Is Matt just came up, snapped him down, and finished the guillotine. We see Matt, though, use that Torion to pass again to throw the legs by. He's already passed Josh's guard.
4:30.
Josh has got his frames. Nice crossface by Matt Anderson. Matt's underneath Josh's right arm. It's in the knee on belly position. Now, this could be a very dangerous position for Matt. He needs to be very careful about Josh entering the legs if Josh starts to escape. But Matt's done a great job now.
3:50.
He's got the weak gift wrap, so he doesn't have the dominant side gift wrap. Ooh, it looks like Matt's going for an Ezekiel choke here. I can't quite see from the angle, but it looks like he's going to go for a no-gi Ezekiel.
3:28.
Matt goes to that same wrist grip. Yeah, he's trying to put in that no-gi Ezekiel.
3:10.
And it really just looks like it's a forearm crush right now. Not quite a punch choke. The no-gi Ezekiel is definitely less efficient than the punch choke. That's a good guard recovery right here. I would have liked to seen Josh try and find a way to elevate off of this, but that's a good guard recovery. And he needs to be careful of that straight ankle. Oh, man, we just saw Matt Anderson stand up with the straight ankle lock.
2:35.
Josh, though, slips out. And this is where Matt gets a little sloppy. That's a good double unders pass. He's really starting to overwhelm Josh. You can see the size, the strength, and the speed are overwhelming Josh's guard.
2:19.
There's 2:19. This is the point, as if I was Matt Anderson's coach, I'd be telling him to go back to that straight ankle lock. He really hasn't come close to opening Josh's upper body defense. He needs to go back to the legs. I think a straight ankle lock is the path, because you saw Josh really panic when Matt grabbed that straight ankle lock.
I did too.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Matt stand, and he went all out for it.
1:45.
Very nice elbow escape right there. And that's a movement we worked on this past week. Josh had really struggled escaping the guard. I love seeing guys make those improvements. Very nice. He's in the half guard here. Looks like he's got a knee shield. Yeah, he's in the knee shield guard here, and he needs to be careful about this straight ankle lock.
1:20.
Matt's grabbed the head here. Nice. It looks like Matt's starting to wear down a little bit.
$50.
So 45 seconds. Yeah, I don't think mount's the answer for Matt. Josh has just done a great job. He's done 2 really nice elbow escapes. He's been disciplined with his arms.
23 seconds.
When there's 30 seconds left, when you're under 30, there's really only one choice, and that's if you don't have a good position, you've got to dive back on the legs. Yeah,
10 seconds.
I thought we were going to see that, and he's going to go for this crush right here. Oh, and he gets the tap with 3 seconds left with the knee compression.
Oh, my God.
That was an excellent entry. So went to that Russian cowboy position, and, you know, you saw Matt. He was going for the crush the entire time. He got that forearm in the proper position, and, I mean, with the amount of horsepower that Matt Anderson, that's not the ideal position to finish that. You know, you don't really want to be belly down right there, but shoot.
He just powered his way through it.
Yeah, he did, and it was a beautiful entry. I mean, beautiful, beautiful entry.
All right, so next, Kevin Primo and Seth Tatum.
Oh, there we go. I guaranteed a submission there.
You did.
Remember
I was getting a little worried.
This first
at
match
the
is
end.
definitely ending in a submission.
I was a little worried for your prediction skills.
I knew Matt was going to jump back. I actually thought it was going to be a toe hold. I thought he was going to jump on that near leg toe hold.
Yeah.
But beautiful entry.
Nice.
So you really like to play that knee crush position.
I do.
So what do you like about that, and how do you finish that, I guess? What's a detail that really makes that work?
I end up figure fouring my legs. I feel like that gives the pressure at the end of the ankle that I need.
Okay. Yeah, you've got me there a few times.
Yeah.
A few times more than I like to admit.
Well, I think you showed it to me.
I did show it to you, yes. I did show it to you. Like everything else that works in your game. But we've got, let's see here. We've got Kevin Primo versus Seth Tatum, and this is a fun match for me. Obviously, both guys being 10th Planet Decatur students. Kevin has had an amazing PGF. He's currently in the number 5 spot. Kevin is guaranteed to walk away with $200 tonight. No more, no less. So I'm interested to see how this match plays out, because I've seen these guys go to war in the gym.
Yeah.
These guys have had some really tough rounds together. Kevin's got about 10 to 15 pounds on Seth, but Seth just has that length. And Seth probably has the second best closed guard of anybody in the PGF. Is Kevin going to go to the closed guard and do that same Sao Paulo passing style that we've seen him be so successful? Because I've also seen Seth tap Kevin in the past when he makes a mistake there.
I don't know. I haven't seen Kevin make a mistake there in a little while.
Well, he hasn't. Kevin's been a black belt at the Sao Paulo pass. So that's what we're really looking at. Kevin definitely has the leg lock advantage. So if this match starts getting to the 2-minute mark, I think we're going to see Kevin switch. If he doesn't have a good upper body position, I think we're going to see him switch to a more leg-focused attack. I think this match also, it ends in a submission. But both these guys are capable of submitting.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Like, if I found out pre-match that there was a choke, I might say Seth.
Oh, yeah. Triangle.
But I definitely think Kevin is going to finish this match.
Okay. I picked Kevin this week for my fantasy team.
Okay. This is the first
See,
time.
I don't think this is the first time I've ever picked Kevin.
I think it is.
But I didn't pick it when it was the right time. But tonight is the right time. So, and womp, 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 super chat from Egghead Warrior. We appreciate that. You guys go ahead and share to your social media. We have 123 viewers right now. So go ahead and share this thing. Let's get up to 200.
Yeah, remember, guys, we're giving $4,500 too tonight. So $4,500 will be given out to the competitors. Egghead, we still have the tournament. So there's still one more weekend, and then we're going to take 13 weeks off, and then the PGF Season 2 will begin.
Right. So next Friday, though, we're not having anything.
Yes.
So I always have people text me and be like, where's the PGF?
Yeah.
They're messaging me, what happened? It's Friday night. So we won't be airing anything next Friday, but the next one will be the tournament.
So we got Kevin in the short sleeves, Seth in the long blue rash guard, long sleeve blue rash guard. And I'll be interested to see if Seth does, he's really been committed to wrestling. I've been watching him all week work on his wrestling. Kevin's definitely the better wrestler. We haven't seen Seth get a takedown in the PGF. I would like to see Seth pull the trigger a little bit more. I think we've seen Seth be a little bit hesitant, especially on his feet. There's a lot of pummeling going on, but really not a lot of shots taken. But Kevin's been very effective with his wrestling. He's gotten a takedown in pretty much all of his matches. And I think we're going to see Kevin commit to a double leg here, and we're going to have to see Kevin try and pass Seth's closed guard.
520.
A lot of pummeling going on. But as you can see, that was a beautiful snap down right there by Kevin. Really just hangs the weight well. And that's where, nice, excellent entry into the single. Picks up the leg. Kevin needs to pinch those knees right there, and I would go for that trip.
454.
But we see the dump instead. Really nice job. So Kevin's on top, and this is where I thought we'd end up. Kevin on top, looking to pass Seth's clinched guard.
He doesn't have the underhook yet, so no Sao Paulo pass.
And this is where Seth is most dangerous. I mean, Seth is so dangerous from these half full guard or half guard situations where he's kind of in this butterfly with the leg up high, and then in the full guard situation. He does such a good job of winning that far arm and finding the triangle.
See Kevin, I think he's winning an underhook. He's trying to get his hand loose. Oh, no, it's still tucked. 405.
The big battle here, guys, is that knee. Kevin's trying to bring that left knee over top of Seth's right knee. If he can get that pinch, he's halfway home to passing the guard. But as long as Seth stays disciplined right here, Kevin's got a lot to worry about. Ooh, we see a little reverse Kimura. Seth uses it, though, to get a little bit higher of a guard. Kevin's got the underhook.
Does
Kevin's
he have the
where
knee?
he wants to be.
Still working on that knee. Oh, I think he's got it.
Both guys have what they want. You see Seth has that wrist control. If he can free his leg, Kevin's going to be in trouble. But Kevin's almost cleared Seth's right knee with his left.
309.
Oh, really nice job. And Kevin takes the first victory. Wins that knee line battle. He's got the pinch. He's in now on a Kimura right here. Excellent job by Kevin Primo. I mean, Kevin's passing, can't say enough. It's been exceptional all season.
248.
I mean, we've seen most competitors run from Seth's closed guard or any guard situation. Guys have really been passing Seth on the outside. And if I was Kevin's coach right now in his corner, I would have said, Kevin, no, stand up and pass on the outside. But I think he wanted this challenge of passing Seth's clinched guard. And so far, he's looking really good. Now, Seth's in on this butter half position. Seth, not a leg locker, though. Kevin does a great job of nullifying that with the body lock pass. So he's got the grip around the waist. He's not as high up as I would like to see. I would like to see Kevin try and turn that hip onto Seth's shoulder.
158.
So we got 1:58 left. And, man, it took Kevin 4 minutes to get to this position. Now, he's looking for the north-south to guillotine play, but Seth is very difficult. He's been here so many times.
133.
So it looks like Kevin's trying to turn this into a mounted guillotine, but Seth, man, great job. He had Kevin's choking arm gripped the entire time, and ooh, we see a ninja choke attempt.
110.
This is where I would really start telling Kevin to go for the legs.
1 minute left.
There's a minute left. Just not enough time to really pass Seth's guard. I mean, Kevin did a great job passing, but he didn't stay past too long.
Nice knee cut.
Excellent job. Nice pass again. Gets the knee slice. But Seth is so disciplined with his frames. I mean, that's why he's only been submitted by one guy.
40 seconds.
Kevin.
20 seconds.
So Kevin going for that chest compression, but Seth has his hands in, so Kevin's not going to be able to get. Oh, and now Seth's out on Kevin's back.
3 seconds.
But there's not enough time. Man, some really nice passing by Kevin.
Yeah.
I think it was a huge mistake, though, not attacking the legs. I think that was, he really left some points on the table right there.
Yeah.
But Seth is just so disciplined. I mean, as a blue belt, to come in, and he's only been submitted one time all season,
Who submitted him?
remarkable. Jonathan Roberts, leg locked
Okay.
him. Yeah, Jonathan Roberts got in on the legs and tapped Seth.
Okay. Oh, womp, womp, womp. Super chat from River Jacobs. What did Lawrence have to say about that match, River? All right, so I'm assuming we're going to the next one on the schedule. Okay. Okay, so not that one. Not Dallas and Mike. I don't know. We shall see who's next.
Yeah, so Blake Randall versus Stephen Mitchell is a really fun matchup. Dallas Sharp versus Mike Ritchie is another really fun matchup. I like this Blake Randall versus Stephen Mitchell match, though. Stephen has had, especially when he's paired with someone his size, has had some of my favorite matches. So I'm really interested to see how he deals with Blake Randall's movement and just non-stop cardio.
Yes.
Stephen is very deceptive. He's really tough to tap in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, I mean, especially with what we've seen from Blake. I mean, Blake's had he's been arguably the most exciting. Him and Joe Kai have been the most exciting competitors all season.
I agree with that.
So we'll see.
Let's take a minute to mention some of our sponsors, Matt Viper and Eric Bell, for the amazing rash guards. Make sure that you're going to mattviper.com and ordering one of those blue or orange rash guards from the PGF. Also, thank you to the Orthopedic Center and Dr. Michael Cantrell, who is also sponsoring the initial conversation that we had, Who's on the Bubble. And he also did physicals for us for the combine. So we really appreciate him and all that he's done for us at the Orthopedic Center. Thank you to Dr. Michael Cantrell. Also, thank you to Physical Therapy and Balance Center and Jeff Keith and his team. Has donated a gift for Player of the Week and also helped us with the combine. So we really appreciate those guys. So, all right, pick a goodie out of the box. And I'll let you pick first. The next, what?
The next, let's do the next choke.
Okay.
Because we haven't had a choke. I guess the first choke of the night.
The first choke of the night gets a Coca-Cola cup from Decatur Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Headache.
All right, so we got Dallas Mike Ritchie coming up next, and another match with a big size difference. Mike Ritchie really took a lot out of him last week going against Matt Anderson. I mean, we saw Mike really struggle in his next couple of matches. I think him coming in against a much smaller guy, we're going to see a much better Mike Ritchie, just a much more active Mike Ritchie.
Right.
And Dallas Sharp, though, man, he's had some really good performances. Mike's been the toughest guy to submit. I mean, hands down, white belt, toughest guy to submit.
Okay.
Like pound for pound, skill-wise, like Mike Ritchie is tough. He's been submitted only 2 times, I think, all season. I know Nilo tapped him with the arm lock. But these guys are starting on their feet. We got Mike Ritchie with the tats. And, I mean, as always, looking like a beast out there. And he gets the takedown, and Dallas goes immediately to rubber guard. How do you feel about this rubber guard variation against the much bigger Mike Ritchie?
I think that Dallas needs to be on his hip a little bit more. And so, yeah, he needs to gain control of that far arm and scoot his hip out further.
Does it matter that Dallas's foot's caught in the middle there? He's got that hook on the leg.
Not necessarily. If it's in the middle, I think that's okay.
We see Dallas, though, transition out of full guard.
501.
And I know Mike was disappointed. He had all draws last time. He didn't look bad. He looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He just wasn't as active, and the energy levels were a big reason for that.
Yeah, he spent a lot of energy. .441.
And this has been a play that we've been seeing a lot. Guys finding their way to half guard and immediately jumping and grabbing a neck. This is a great play by Mike. And this is Mike's best movement. And we've seen him finish a few guillotines, both the arm in and naked variation. And this one's deep. You see how he's hanging on Dallas's head? Dallas is trying to pull on the choking arm of Mike. But, man, you can see there's a fold. If Mike can pass with this and end up in the mount position, he'll get the finish.
409.
Yeah, Mike does a great job of folding heads when he gets the guillotine. A lot of guys really struggle with that concept.
Yeah, that looks very taxing, even though Dallas might not be choking and it doesn't look comfortable. 341.
Great job by Dallas bumping, and now he's kind of in a half guard, deep halfy type of play. He's got an underhook on the leg, but Mike is definitely ahead still. Mike's constantly pulling on the head, just zapping, and really those neck muscles are some of the weakest in your body. And when you've got a guy like Mike just constantly collar tying and them hanging from your head, it really wears on you, and you're definitely going to be sore tomorrow.
304.
Yeah, Mike's really looking much better tonight.
Yeah, just
excellent.
heavy.
Yeah, he looks heavy. He's much more active. Dallas inverting, though, and he's keeping his knees on the inside. It's really important when guys start passing to the north-south, you find a way to keep your elbows and knees on the inside, winning that chest position. Dallas has had some great inversions. Guard looks sharp.
230.
And uses it to recover. In the butterfly position now, this is where Mike is most difficult to handle, I think. Very difficult to sweep. Heavy. You can see he's just super heavy on those hooks. Dallas goes for the elevation, and just he barely moves Mike. And again, just hanging on that head. I know you'd be sore for a week.
Yeah.
If
poor
Mike
neck.
was hanging on you like that.
159.
Under 2 minutes now, and neither guy has really had any meaningful offense. I mean, Mike definitely had the best look. Dallas goes for that spinning arm lock. Mike uses it to pass. Excellent job by Mike Ritchie.
141.
That was a sweet setup by Dallas. Really inverted well, popped those hips up, but man, Mike went with it, and now he's winning the exchange, looking for this north-south. Oh, this is a deep position here.
124.
Dallas doesn't need to push the shoulder. He needs to push Mike's face. If Mike can get his head through the hole and into Dallas's far hip pocket, he's going to be able to really pass.
108.
But Mike does a lot of stuff instinctually. Oh, what a sweep by Dallas Sharp.
Oh, man.
What a sweep.
52 seconds. That was nice.
I wish we would have seen Dallas hang on Mike's head a little bit more. He transitioned to the back a little too soon. You see how Mike popped up and started to get his posture back? That allowed him to kind of fling Dallas off of him. But, man, really nice sweep by Dallas Sharp. He's in on that arm drag.
30 seconds.
Looking to take the back of Mike Ritchie. Mike, what a beautiful bump. Dallas goes for the arm lock on the far arm. But, man, it's going to be difficult.
18 seconds.
Mike postures up. This has been a really good match. Dallas looking to get in on the legs.
Okay. 5 seconds. Oh, man.
Time.
Womp,
Nothing-
womp, womp.
yeah.
Super chat from Wallow J. Thank you, Wallow. Make sure that you guys are tuning into McDojo Live podcast right before the PGF as they pick their fantasy league picks. Give them a listen.
Just found out that Robert Gladden is a scratch tonight.
Oh.
He was supposed to have 8 matches, so that just takes
8.
out 8 matches. Yeah, he was going to have 8
Whoa.
matches. I'm going to guess it was just too much for him. He probably was like, look, I'm done with
yeah.
this. But, man, that really hurts some people's fantasy.
Yeah,
I'm not
oh,
quite sure who
no.
he's facing, but, man.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, because, again, there's 8 people. So I'm hoping that none of my guys were affected, but we'll
I
see.
know it's probably my guys. All right.
But, man, that last match was great.
Okay.
But we're getting ready to do Blake Randall versus Steven Mitchell. Really fun, exciting matchup. Steven's going to stand, and Steven needs to, just like Seth, if you're not going to take a shot, it's going to be difficult to get a takedown, you know?
Right.
Just like if you don't go for a submission, if you don't attempt a submission, you're not going to get a submission.
Right.
If you don't shoot the basketball, you're not going to score.
It's true.
And I want to see, I think for some of these guys, really the improvements are not even winning and losing. It would be like Steven, like working on his wrestling. Like if he could take down Blake Randall, that's a win. I know both these guys can submit each other. This next match could go either way. But I think if Steven gets the submission, it means even more than beating Blake by sub.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, because he can add that to his game. I mean, he would have it live.
Yeah.
So, yeah, awesome. Let me mention one thing. Mark, one of our computer guys over here, is updating the points to the standings as the matches happen. So if you want to follow along with the standings, go to pgfhome.com, and those will be updated live.
All right, so we got Blake Randall in the orange rash guard wearing the red Hayabusa shorts. And then we've got Steven Mitchell in the long sleeve blue. So we're going to see a little bit of wrestling here. And I miss Blake wearing the headgear. I liked Blake with the headgear and a really nice snap down. Steven looked for that throw by.
5:30.
Nice takedown. Steven, though, in on that straight arm frame. Blake does a great job, though, not getting swept and ending up on top. And we see Steven immediately stand or try to stand, and Blake does a great job of keeping him down. And man, Steven is committed to wrestling. Got another takedown. Tries to go for the leg lock, but really just uses it to pass. Really nice movement by Blake. Steven's in, looking for that deep half. And Steven's really studied a lot of Jeff Glover's deep half. And so he's got a good deep half position, but he needs to be careful of the counters. We see Blake trying to pick off an arm of Steven's.
423.
Steven really needs to use that knee to bump Blake's weight forward. Nice sweep by Steven. Blake's in, though, on a guillotine. Steven, though, is defending well. He's got the hands on the choking arm. It's going to be difficult for Blake to finish this with Steven getting a firm grip on the choking arm of Blake. Blake lets go of it, or of the choking hand.
342.
Yeah, Steven's in a good defensive position. Really nice by Steven. But we're definitely playing Blake's style, the pace that Blake wants. This match is favoring Blake right now. Steven needs to find a way to get Blake into some type of clinching guard.
314.
Nice. Excellent job. Excellent job by both guys. I like how Blake enters his guard passing. Steps in with confidence. Steven does a great job of sitting up, though, not allowing Blake to get too deep.
252.
Ooh, now Steven's looking for that reap. If he can triangle right here, he's in deep here. Steven's going to really have to try and break it, though, because we've seen Blake
Pops.
not tap to leg lock. So you've got to have the intentions that you're going to go for a break.
234.
That was a great look, though. I want to see Steven go back to that leg lock.
$220.
We see Blake go back on the straight ankle lock, and he gets the tap. Man, really nice battle right there. Steven entered on a really nice leg lock, and Blake, man, got that power grip. That was a good finish. Steven's tough to leg lock.
So somebody said that was the biggest age difference, I think, between competitors.
Steven's not the oldest guy we've got. That would be Mike Johnson he was over 40.
And
so Steven's getting close to 40.
Wallow says we made our picks based on the guys that were not facing Robert Gladden.
Oh, well, that was really smart.
Man, okay, so I should have tuned in to McDojo Live podcast.
Yeah, and that really hurt Jonathan Roberts because Jonathan had a match with Robert. That was his one match. Like he's
So
trying
only
to make
gets
that
2.
money, man.
And so, so Michael Libby, he wasn't showing tonight anyway, right? So
Yes,
neither
Michael
one of them
Libby, yes. Was not
neither one
showing
of them will
tonight.
get points. But then, so I guess they're going to do, Robert Gladden had a match against Nilo, and he had a match against Mario.
No,
So I think they're going to.
Robert had 1 million matches. Again, he
Yeah.
had 8 matches.
So what I'm saying is I think they're going to make Nilo and Mario go against each other.
Yeah. But look now back at the money because now Jonathan is tied with Seth. They're both at 58 points. But head-to-head, since Jonathan has the win, that would push Seth out.
Right.
I don't know if that's – that's how we have to do it. Like, hey, you guys tied, but
Right.
Jonathan
Head-to-head.
tapped you. So currently, Jonathan Roberts just passed with that 2 points from – but he wanted that 7. But regardless, with that 2 points, he just passed Seth Tatum.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So who do we have next?
So in our next match, we've got Elijah Carlton versus Eric Longar. And Elijah has to get a choke here.
Has to.
Has to. For that $1,000.
Okay.
Carlton.
But here we go. We got Elijah Carlton, our #1 ranked competitor. If you guys have not heard, Elijah Carlton will not be in the 16-man tournament. He has dropped out of the 16-man tournament, so this is his last night. He wouldn't even be competing tonight if he didn't have a chance to win $1,000. He has an injury, and yeah, he wouldn't be competing if the money wasn't on the line. So gangster Elijah Carlton, one of the best guys in the Southeast, and on my money, one of the best brown belts in the entire world, up against the brown belt from Eric Longar. I feel like I haven't seen Eric compete the past couple of weeks. I know he's had a bye, but this is a tough match for him. When we see Elijah pull guard.
5:45.
Eric getting in there, looking to try and pass. He needs to be really careful of Elijah's triangle setups. Elijah playing some outside De La Hiva. And Eric does such a good job of just entering into his passing. And you notice I say his passing because he's entering the spots where he wants to. He's not allowing Elijah to get meaningful grips. He's going side to side, trying to set up his knee pass. But that was a really good play by Elijah to come up into that wrestling. Comes up into the wrestling. He's looking to knee slice right over top.
4:48.
And we see him go for the triangle. But so far, man, Eric's doing a really good job.
$434.
I was a little confused there as well. I was like, what's Elijah doing? But back in the center of the mat.
$419.
Yeah, Elijah really needs to get Eric either flat on his back or into his closed guard because Eric's doing a great job of roaming and just going around Elijah's guard. He looks to fall back on a leg, and I think that's a mistake because Elijah's going to use this to try and stand up. Elijah wants to be on top. Good play right there.
356.
So under 4 minutes. Eric's done such a good job. I can't say that enough. Man, Eric's really attacking Elijah. If you thought Eric was going to come out and just settle for a draw, that's not what he's doing. He's going for that heel hook here. Elijah looking to clear that knee line, clears the knee line, and now he's on top.
317.
Oh, nice throw by. Man, that's his move. See a pop triangle attempt. Elijah's got a good grip on that arm, and Eric, man, falls back on the leg again.
253.
Oh, into a triangle. This is tough. Oh, and he puts the triangle, and he gets the tap. Man, what a
All right,
triangle from
awesome.
Elijah Carlton.
All right, so he gets the
There
Coca-Cola
we go.
cup.
7 points for Elijah Carlton.
Give him the cup.
And, yeah, Elijah Carlton gets this cup.
Let me put a sticky note on it. Stick that on there.
Oh, man, that's a big win for the injured Elijah Carlton.
I
Man,
know. He was drawing it out to the end.
hey, he's one step closer to that $1,000 prize.
Okay. So that brings him to 98.
Yeah, and he puts pressure on all the other competitors because now after that first choke, they're all back there going, man, please. And especially man, how awesome did Eric Longar look?
He looked great.
He looked really good. They're going, Eric, please, you're under 3 minutes now. Find a way, because they know Elijah needs a choke. But it puts pressure on all the other guys now because they have to finish all their matches with chokes. If they get stalled out, or if they can't finish, or they get a joint lock.
What if they had a match with Robert Gladden? Did they?
That's a really good point, Lindsay. Excellent, excellent point. And they did. So Nilo had a match with Robert Gladden.
So is this match with Mario?
Mathematically, I think it's going to be impossible for Nilo to win now.
So, but is the Nilo Mario match
They
going
just
to take
moved
the
that
place?
match. And I'm saying that was a match that was going to happen later.
Okay, because I was just saying, like, Nilo had Robert Gladden.
No, we're definitely not going to add matches.
Okay.
Especially when there's $1,000 on the line. That wouldn't. It's just.
Yeah.
So who else got affected here? Yeah. Honestly, I think Elijah Carlton just won the $1,000.
Okay.
It actually really comes down to him and Kayla Mcallister, because Matt Elkins also had a match against Robert Gladden.
Yeah.
So
And you know what I thought about?
They and both those guys had to finish all.
Elijah and Caleb will never get to see them, because they were gonna. Well, we thought they were gonna face each other in a tournament, but. All right, Caleb Mcallister and Jonathan
Here
Roberts.
we go, man.
is
We got
next.
Caleb Mcallister versus Jonathan Roberts, and
I'm nervous.
I'm just excited.
I know it's gonna be awesome.
This match is going to be awesome. And Caleb said something really interesting when he was on pre-show, talking about how he thought him and his coaches had talked about how, even before he joined, how Jonathan Roberts would be his second toughest match of anybody in the PGF. So they were like, look, Elijah's the toughest guy, but stylistically, Jonathan Roberts is the second toughest.
Yeah.
And so this is a match that he's had circled on his calendar.
Yes.
So
this is
we'll
going to be awesome, because I really enjoy watching Jonathan get into those like tiny, tiny spaces and capitalize on just, I don't know. It's almost like, have you ever seen like a hamster go through like a really small space and they get like smushed? That's what I think about Jonathan Roberts.
And Caleb has to have a choke now. If he does not choke, and he even said, look, he's like, there's way easier ways to earn money. I don't care. I'm not here for the like, I want to win money. Like, look, that's a priority, but it's not like he's here to finish everybody.
Gotcha.
So I think he'll take whatever comes. So if he gets a leg lock, he gets a leg lock. I think Elijah Carlton just won that $1,000. So it takes out some of the drama.
All right. I don't know. Kind of like drama.
I know. I'm like, Robert Gladden, how dare you?
Mcallister.
But here we go. We got Caleb Mcallister versus Jonathan Roberts.
So is the fantasy league over tonight? We're not doing it for the tournament, are we?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think it should be over.
Okay.
I think it should be over. So here we go. We got Caleb Mcallister in the orange, Jonathan Roberts in the blue. Jonathan's going to pull guard for sure. And let's see what happens. And so Jonathan pulls guard. And Caleb definitely has the pace advantage. But, man, Jonathan is such a sniper. Goes for that headlock. Jonathan's, though, looking to set up that clinch guard. And you see immediately Caleb trying to create some posture. Really nice job by Caleb.
Yeah.
He knows that that's the death zone.
534.
Jonathan in on a leg lock, looking to set up that Ashigarami. Caleb does a great job, though, of pummeling to the inside position, and now he's back to passing.
524.
So this is Caleb's strategy. He's looking to get control of the head.
Nice, Jonathan.
Ooh, nice sweep. Almost
510.
sweep into the omoplata. Caleb's going to be out of this. He rolls. Caleb's going to come back up. He needs to watch out for this Darcer guillotine attempt.
Yeah, Jonathan had good pressure. 455.
He goes for the arm in guillotine, and we've seen Jonathan or excuse me, we've seen Caleb survive last week. Moises is, and this is the same
yeah.
situation. You see how Jonathan's flat on his back. It's going to be really difficult. He doesn't have the angle or the weight hang. So Caleb's pretty much already escaped this. Yeah. And we're back in the closed guard.
4:30.
So 4:30, and we've seen Jonathan try a multitude of attacks.
4:15.
Man, Caleb does such a good job, though, of just posturing out. Jonathan got a good angle change and a look at that arm lock, and it really wasn't close. Caleb did a great job.
4 minutes.
And you hear Elijah
3:50.
giving Jonathan some coaching, and a lot of that has to do with that $1,000 that's on the line, because he knows if this match ends in a draw, he's won that $1,000.
3:37.
Ooh. Very dynamic entry attempt by Kayla Mcallister. Looks like Caleb's now starting to change his focus, and it looks like he's going to start trying to get in on the legs.
3:11. Three minutes.
So 3 minutes left. It looks like Caleb.
Nice.
He goes for the leg locks, and that's what I was thinking. It looked like he was going to try and enter a top Ashigarami situation, but Jonathan was very aware. Caleb sold that a little too much, holding on to that ankle.
2:20.
I would like to see, this is where I would like to see Caleb enter the legs. If he can get to that standing position, I would like to see him try and throw a leg over and enter into a deep reap. But he needs to be careful, man. Jonathan's been all over him. Nice. Nice job standing up.
2
We got
minutes.
2 minutes left. Ooh, rolling Kimura. He's in on the rolling Kimura. Excellent job. He needs to watch out for that arm lock on the back door.
1:44.
Oh, and Jonathan's in on the arm lock. Really nice switch. Caleb has to let go. Oh, but Caleb, though, takes advantage, and now he's past the guard. Excellent work by Caleb Mcallister. Both guys showing incredible jiu-jitsu.
1:23.
And the knee line's free.
Right. 1:15.
And there was the entry again. Caleb, though, very aware, cleared the knee line instantly.
One minute.
In. Oh, he goes for the sock lock of his own. But oh, we've got a Darce attempt here. This is gonna be close.
40
It's tight.
seconds.
Oh, I think Jonathan's gonna get that finish.
I don't know. I think Caleb might have his elbow.
Oh, I think he's asleep.
Oh, he might be asleep.
Yeah, I
Is
think
he
he's
asleep?
asleep. Oh, what a finish.
Oh, my God.
And Jonathan Roberts.
Oh.
What a Darce finish. And there we go. Jonathan Roberts puts in the sneaky bottom Darce, finishes on top, and gets the submission.
Wow.
What a match.
That was amazing. So, Does that secure Jonathan being in? Let's see.
I think so.
Where is he?
Well, there we go.
+7.
That was disgusting. That was awesome.
Whoa.
Awesome match.
All right. Jonathan.
That was sick.
That was
so there we go.
All right.
So, I mean, that's probably submission of the year.
Whoa. That was such an amazing match.
It was an amazing match. Probably match of the year, too. I'd give that match of the year.
Hey, guys, it's so much fun, like, being in this atmosphere and hearing everybody yell, getting to yell yourself. And I'm sure you guys at home are probably sitting on the edge of your seat like I am.
I'm kind of speechless. I thought that match was amazing.
So in 2 weeks, we're going to have the tournament, and we are selling tickets. So make sure that if you are in driving distance, you should definitely come. And womp, 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 super chat from Brett Bates. Best match of the season. Yeah.
So next 5 minutes, every super chat dollar goes to the elbow bag. Brandon, the commish just announced that. So if you want to give money directly to Jonathan Roberts.
Next 5 minutes.
There you go.
Every
He's still got
dollar.
a lot of competing tonight. He's got Moises and he's got Elijah Carlton.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah, so there we go.
Man. I know. Brandon says he's not recovered yet either. All right, while we are recovering, and maybe to help you recover, let's talk about Grappling Discourse Podcast.
Yeah, so guys, check out the Grappling Discourse Podcast. I've seen a couple of you guys mention it already. I appreciate the support. I'm always releasing new episodes every week. I try and do 3 a week. I've got competitor interviews. I've got just solo episodes where you guys can hear my thought and my mindset and my opinions on things. Check it out. It'd mean a lot. And make sure that you're donating right now, because every penny that is collected over the next, we'll go ahead and say the next 4.5 minutes goes directly to Jonathan Roberts. So why don't you get the time
All
going.
right, so at 7:21, we will stop.
So 7:21 will stop, but every dollar collected will go to Jonathan Roberts. And, man, he earned all of it.
Yeah, he
that
did.
was disgusting.
All right. So, guys, should I do womp womps for each individual one? You're going to be hearing me womp womp all night. All right. Let's give a shout out to Subconscious Studios and Keelan Lawyer for capturing all of these amazing angles. Again, you guys are seeing much better than we are. Well, if it's on the back side back there, we're like, I don't know. Does he have that underhook? So you guys are seeing amazing angles. We really appreciate Keelan. If you are in need of any kind of videography or photography services, make sure and get in touch with Conscious Keelan and Subconscious Studios. How's your fantasy team doing?
Honestly, I think it's going to be a bust without Robert Gladden.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't know Robert Gladden wasn't competing.
I didn't either. I guess everybody just found out at the same time we
except
did.
Wallow J knew.
Oh.
How did Wallow
Wallow
I'm gonna guess
know?
Brandon. I don't know.
He got inside information. Maybe he was on BrandonMC.Ninja and we weren't checking it out.
Next match, though, we got Matt Harrison versus Mike Ritchie. And, man, I mean, there's really not much else to say. I think we've got a lot more matches coming up, though, that have the potential to even be better than that last match.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, we've got so many. I mean, we still have Elijah versus Jonathan Roberts.
That one's going to be amazing. I can't wait. Wallow says, I know people. You saw that he wasn't going to come. He wasn't going to make it, huh? I should have watched the McDojo Live podcast.
I was listening to the I didn't hear him say that, though.
You were distracted. Yeah, you got like $65. Jonathan Roberts says, thank you, guys. And I'll give you a womp, womp, womp super chat for all of the Jonathan Roberts donations. No, you better get that out of there. You got more to go.
All right, so we're ready to go. We got Matt Harrison versus Mike Ritchie. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan definitely wants some more money. He's definitely going to win either sub of the year and possibly match of the year. I mean, both those guys. Honestly, that's my match of the year.
Well, I was going to, like, that or the Nilo match with him. Like, I don't know. I feel like that submission came out of nowhere, but he's probably been practicing that. All right, Matt Harrison back with us.
We got Matt Harrison versus Mike Ritchie. Matt Harrison's back. You're right. We haven't seen him for a couple of weeks. And here we go. We got the Scarecrow of Doom. Ooh, and jumps right into guard. Mike needs to be disciplined. He's in the Scarecrow's A game. But you see Mike hanging on that head. He just gets control of the head. But he needs to be disciplined with his arms. Because this guy doesn't have an ordinary guard. This guy's got a very, very high level guard.
$5.19.
So resetting these guys in the middle.
$5.15. So Egghead says these are two of the hardest competitors to submit. So you had already mentioned Mike Ritchie in that regard, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
And Matt Harrison, he's been tapped a couple of times, but they've been guillotines. Nobody's rear naked choked him. I don't think anybody's gotten it on it. Oh, wait, I say that. Dallas Sharp did rear naked choke him. I mean, after Nilo didn't tap Matt Harrison from the back, and Seth Tatum didn't tap him from the back, that's a big cap in Dallas Sharp's.
Yes.
In Dallas Sharp's
Quiver?
hat. Or a cap in his feather.
A feather in his cap. Okay.
Feather in
I was
his
thinking
cap.
an arrow in his quiver.
Dude, yeah. I'm screwing that all up. But here we go.
418.
I just love how he gets the angles that he wants. He's already got a deep underhook right here. But Mike is so imposing. That's the word I'd use to describe Mike's grappling, is just imposing.
4 minutes.
Oh, nice sweep. Looking to go for a punch choke on bottom, but I think that's more to just make Mike uncomfortable.
340.
Getting that angle change. And Mike Ritchie's going to pass the guard.
All right, Mike. 327.
So Mike's passed the guard here in a front headlock situation. The Scarecrow's in trouble here.
Does he have his
This is-
leg?
No. He's controlling Mike's choking arm.
310.
And he's going to go for this shallow guillotine. He doesn't quite have it. So Mike's a little shallow. He's not underneath.
The chin.
And now
242.
so the Scarecrow's found his way back to close guard. Mike's still grabbing the head, though. It's going to be pretty much impossible to finish this guillotine. But you can hear the Scarecrow's breathing is being affected right now.
225.
So we got 2:20 left.
Matt was able to pull down on the choking arm there. He's found some relief.
Yeah. He needs to be careful, though, and this is what's dangerous, when you're going against a guy as strong as Mike. I mean, he can just grab things and get finishes sometimes.
155. $142.
Man, Mike suffocating on top. Scarecrow really struggling to get Mike off of him.
125. $110.
Hey, watch your hands, you're too high. Your hands are too high. Knees behind the butt. Get your hands away from there. Knees behind the butt.
1 minute.
So there's 1 minute left, and yeah, when we see Mike start to get tired, we see him just kind of hang out and guard.
Get square. Get square. You're too perpendicular. Get that leg out. Watch the arm bar. Get out of there. Get out of the closed guard. Watch your hand. Get off the ground.
So Mike just stands up.
38 seconds.
Dig deep, Mike. Dig deep. Get out of that closed guard. You have more options. Stand up. Push his knees with both your hands. Get out. Get back in.
Really nice job by Mike, but Mike goes right back in. He goes too square.
20 seconds.
You gotta pass. You gotta pass. There.
So this match has 10 seconds left.
Get out of that closed guard. Get out of the closed guard. Don't sit there. 5 seconds.
Time, and we see Mike. Man, Mike's tough to do anything with, man. I mean,
I know.
he was in the Scarecrow's best game for most of the match, and
Yeah.
the Scarecrow at the beginning was doing a great job of changing angles and looking for his attacks, but just couldn't get control. I mean, Mike's just a brick on top.
Yeah. I would imagine when he has control of your head like that,
Yeah.
he's heavy.
On his base, that's Mike's jiu-jitsu would be so much more effective if he could throw strikes. Again, he does a great job of not getting swept. He creates distance well. Can you imagine how strong he is, him hitting you? But he struggles in this sub-only format. He just doesn't quite have the subs or the passing to really throw a lot of offense.
Right, yeah. And that'll come with time, more training experience.
Yeah. Getting ready to go into our next match. We've already seen a lot of draws, but man, it feels like we've had a lot more subs, especially after that Caleb versus Jonathan Roberts match. But we've got Kanan Brooks versus Josh Daddario.
All right, so okay.
And so Josh is going to want to really end his season strong.
Is this the end for him?
Well, he just had a really good season, and this is a very winnable match for him. I mean, this is a winnable match for both guys. And every competitor wants to end on a high note. Like, you don't want to end going 0 for 3 on your final night, you know?
Yeah.
Kanan Brooks.
Okay, Egghead says Kanan guaranteed 16 fantasy points tonight.
Okay, I like the man. I really like predictions. You know, you guys know I make tons of predictions.
Josh Daddario.
I really like going out on a limb and just saying this is what's going to happen, especially if it's outlandish. And Egghead, man, I think this is an outlandish prediction. You're predicting 2 chokes then from Kanan Brooks. Here we go, though. We got Kanan in the colorful polka dot shorts. Josh immediately sits. some of these guys, since they're so far out of it, it really doesn't matter. They're just looking for the sub. Like, I think both of these guys, a sub it doesn't matter if it's a choke or a break.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a chance to win money. They don't have a chance to make the playoffs. So, ooh,
532.
really nice pass by Kanan Brooks. So Kanan's doing a great job, and this is something I wish you would have done earlier in the season. Looking much more patient already. Earlier in his first couple of matches of the PGF, he would have already transitioned like 5 times. Just putting that weight, he's got the size advantage on Josh, and you just got to be heavy sometimes. We saw Josh do a great job against Matt Anderson. Matt had a really tough time opening up his upper body.
You got to think about that, too. Josh has already fought Matt Anderson. This is Kanan's first match,
Yeah,
right?
and he went all the way to the last 3
Yeah,
seconds
yeah,
with
he
Matt
did.
Anderson. It took a really beautiful Russian cowboy entry into that crush. But Kanan's looking for the north-south choke. And it's getting deeper.
435.
He's looking to get those knees in.
Nice, Josh.
Kanan just needs to keep passing. Yeah, there we go. That's one of the big
419.
tricks right there. When a guy's going inverted, trying to frame on you, just keep passing, keep passing, keep passing. You have gravity and body weight on your side. You're going to win that battle. Kanan did a great job right there, not settling, but being put back into half guard or having to pass again.
402. $353.
So it's 4 minutes. Kanan goes for that Darce, but allows Josh to put his guard back. Nice work. Josh finds his guard, looking for the choke. He's looking to
high
put in that
elbow.
high elbow.
Nice. Oh, come on. Back to it.
He needs to end up on top. Excellent work
All
by
right,
Kanan
Kanan.
countering that.
320.
Nice work by both guys right there. I love that counter by Kanan. I wish you'd have done a better job of securing the passing position. Josh, though, Josh has had a couple of sneaky triangle attacks. We saw him finish Robert Gladden off of that same position where he inverted and popped the triangle. So he definitely needs to be aware. Kanan needs to be aware of the triangle. And we
254.
see that same pass again. Kanan now in the north-south position. This time switches up the attack and goes to mount. I think that's a great play by Kanan. Man, Kanan's looking good tonight.
Yeah, his mount looks good. Looks heavy.
So we got the purple belt
Smothering.
version of Kanan. You guys
Nice.
know Kanan. He either plays above his pay grade or below it. And tonight he's looking like the sharp version of Kanan Brooks.
Yeah. 225.
Josh, though, finds his closed guard. And Kanan really
213.
needs to get moving, especially if he promised to choke. I'm guessing he's promised some people some chokes.
That's what it looks like. He's going to have to pay up in IPAs.
And the same pass. So every time Josh pops that triangle, Kanan's looking to just come underneath into a bully-style pass, either a double under or an over-under. He's looking for that Darce choke here. Josh doing a great job of not exposing his neck.
139.
And Josh has had a really good showing tonight against these two bigger opponents.
124.
He's been on the bottom of Kanan and Matt for the majority of the match, or pretty much all. So he's
Yeah.
spent almost 12 minutes. Ooh.
All right, we're pausing the clock at 111.
So he paused the match. So a little bit of confusion here. And this is one of those things you can't recreate that armbar.
Did he have it over the head like that?
So this is tough. I mean,
Right. So both guys are agreeing that this was the spot.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, that's just tough.
105.
The attacker is always hurt, almost always hurt in that situation. Ooh, really nice job by Josh, but he needs to be careful of his feet.
50-50.
Kanan gets the tap. Yeah, he needs to be.
All right.
Really nice entry, though, and a lot of positives from Josh Daddario. He should be so proud of his grappling. He's been one of the 3 or 4 guys that has done better than I expected, and I've been really, really proud of the way he's competed. Excellent job. Kanan Brooks gets 3 points, and it looks like that 16 that a lot of these guys were calling for, not going to happen.
Yeah, looks like Kanan's going to be paying up.
Yeah, I don't know what he promised you guys, but I mean.
All right.
What's your weight, McLovin? How much do you weigh?
Womp, 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 super chat from McCovington. He wants to compete in next season. All right. And remember, guys, for the tournament, I believe that that's still on. We're going to have a 4-man 225
You
bracket.
know, I just show up and talk.
Yeah,
so
me
I don't
too.
really know the plans until the night of, and then whatever is presented in front of me, I try and call the best I can.
That's pretty much me too. Brandon and
think
I live
that's-
in the same house, but I never really know like any of the updates. See, fantasy league. I could have used a little help there.
Yeah, no, right? I mean, I was here all day. Not all day, but I've been here for a while. Didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But really nice match right there, man. We've had some awesome matches. Getting ready to go to Nilo versus Mario Gayor next. And it's a tough match for Mario. Mario, purple belt from 10th Planet O'Fallon. His aunt has been one of my favorite people to interact with all season. We love the support that you show Mario. And Mario, man, he's a stand-up gentleman.
I picked Mario for my fantasy team this week.
Okay, there we go. So we got Mario versus Nilo.
Brenda kept saying that I was hating on Mario, but I'm not. He was on.
So basically, you picked
him.
all the people you haven't picked because you picked Kevin, you picked Mario. Like you just gave up on first place. Is that what you're saying? So you picked
Are
these
you
guys.
saying that these picks are not going to give me
No.
first place?
Well, you're kind of out of it.
You're out of it too.
Oh, I'm way out of it. That's why I picked 10th Planet Decatur guys.
Jeez. Okay, so Nilo and Mario. So I need to know from the commish. Does that mean that Nilo's getting 2 for the Robert Gladden and Mario's getting 2 for
Yes.
the Robert
Yeah,
Gladden?
they're getting
match?
2
They
points
are.
because we're not doing any reschedule. This is the last night. So yeah, this is the last night.
See, I just don't see on the schedule where they were supposed to go.
Who?
Nilo and Mario. Where is that?
Nilo and Mario.
Oh, she marked it out. That's why I wasn't looking at it. It's not my fault.
And we see the much. I was getting ready to say, we see the calmer Nilo. He sits and immediately gets the takedown. Ooh, underhook, nice far side knee slice, already into the mount position, and Mario needs to be disciplined from here. The arm triangle's an option since Nilo's won that far underhook. And I love Nilo's mount attack. He goes for that guillotine, arm triangle, back play. And it's a really hard dilemma to deal with. But Mario, with the no hands guard recovery, really nice job recovering back to half guard. And he's in his lockdown. Nilo looking to put that foot in to give himself a wedge.
5 minutes.
Really nice work by Mario. Mario is so calm.
.447.
Nice work by both guys right there. Mario almost got Nilo back out into a butterfly guard situation, but Nilo did a great job making sure that he stays half past. And Mario looking to go to that reaping leg lock. Nilo well aware.
414.
And Mario just breathing from his nose, man. I love seeing guys calm.
Yeah, there's no tension in his hands.
Yeah, so this is a beautiful pass.
402.
Beautiful pass by Nilo. He's in this north-south. This is where he likes to set up a lot of attacks. And that mounted guillotine is definitely what he's going to go for. But Mario.
I like that little arm control.
Yeah, he's got a very unorthodox game. But he's getting in trouble here.
341.
Nice bridge by Mario.
Nice. He got the knee back in. Oh.
We're getting ready to see a truck roll right
man.
here. Nice truck roll. And we see Nilo going for the twister.
316.
Oh, and he's using it to take the back.
That was good.
Oh,
That's pretty
really nice
sweet.
back
Yeah.
take by Nilo.
307.
Man, what a back entry.
Yeah. 253.
So Mario doing a good job of controlling the choking arm. Nilo goes back to the single hook, and he's got the choking arm in position. He's looking to punch across. Oh, and this is going to be it. That's deep, and
Ooh,
he
on
gets
the
the
face, yeah,
finish.
yeah.
Nice
Nice.
face lock right there. So there we
That's-
go. Nilo, 7 points.
So here, 7. Okay.
That was a
So
good match.
then Nilo gets 7.
Mario, very technical.
93.
Yeah, that's it.
93, yeah.
So Nilo 5 points back, but again, you can go ahead and add the 2 points for Robert Gladden. It's just not going to be enough because Elijah has 2 more matches. Even if Jonathan Roberts submits Elijah, if Elijah gets a choke in his next match, he's won the $1,000. So
Okay.
a choke in the next match secures. Nobody else can do anything. Caleb was the guy, but we saw Jonathan take him out with that Darce choke. So pretty safe to say Elijah Carlton's our first PGF champion,
Nice.
or a regular season champion, I should
Right,
say.
season number 1. All right, who's next?
So let's
Clay
go ahead and give out
Malone.
another.
Okay,
prize.
yeah. Pick something out.
I feel like Clay needs a beanie.
Okay. Oh, you're calling it for Clay?
I'm just saying.
All right.
I heard his name and I'm like, Clay's a beanie
Okay.
type guy. He looks like a beanie guy.
Clay Malone and Joe Kai are up next.
Ooh, okay.
So,
So Joe Kai was my surprise. Like, he was my fantasy pick. I think he's going to have a really good night tonight.
okay.
Clay Malone, tough to choke, though.
Yeah.
Got a size advantage. This is a big match for Joe Kai.
So next, ankle lock?
Nah, not
Next.
ankle lock.
No. Break?
Let's do next, oh my gosh moment. Just
Okay.
whatever it is. When you hear
Yeah.
the people, if you hear the crowd go, ooh,
Okay.
they get the beanie.
Got it.
So, it could be anything. Could be a big takedown. Could be
Mm-hmm.
like that truck roll right there when he's going.
Yeah.
Like Nilo would have got that for the he's going for the trick. He's going for the twister. Like that's the moment we're looking for.
Gotcha.
But we got Clay versus Joe. I see the viewership starting to increase. We still have a ton of matches,
Yes.
and I know now, especially after that sub on Caleb, everyone is dying to see that Jonathan Roberts
And
versus
Elijah.
yeah. And I thought that was really cool, man. Listening to Caleb talk pre-show, how he was like stylistically, Jonathan Roberts is that's my toughest
Yeah,
guy.
you picked it.
Yeah.
He called it. Yeah.
Like, and especially, I mean, he didn't face Elijah, so on his schedule, that was his toughest stylistic matchup. And it came to be true.
Yeah, he was right.
So here we go. We got Joe Kai in the orange, the PGF's most exciting competitor.
I would say so. He's flying all over the place.
I would love to see Joe attempt a flying triangle here, especially with how Clay likes to play his stand-up.
All right, Joe.
Ooh, really
Oh,
nice.
no.
Imanari to the takedown.
That was almost an O moment.
It was close. If he would have got in on the leg, Joe would have been rocking a Coca-Cola beanie.
$5.17. $5 minutes.
So under 5 minutes. Oh, we see a sneaky wrist lock attempt by Clay Malone.
They're putting Keelan to work, taking advantage of the full mat. $4.35.
I'd like to see Joe go for that Imanari attempt again. It seems like it's there. Clay really stands heavy. And he leads with a forward leg. I think that Imanari roll is there.
$4.19.
So under 4 minutes. Clay getting in on that front headlock. Joe, though, slips out.
4 minutes.
Climbs off. Oh, and there's our beanie moment. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Sub of the season if he gets it.
Nice. Joe got his knee free.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, for sure. Joe
He
got the beanie.
literally took 3 steps and popped that triangle. Nice step right there. I love that step. He's in on the leg right here.
3:12.
I'm guessing the viewers are just shocked right now. That was...
Okay.
Clay doing a good job of hiding his heel. And he's looking for a leg lock of his own. And they're going to reset in the middle. Wow. I was holding my breath there for a second.
My heart's beating fast.
Yeah. Oh. And you see Clay sit. He's like, nah, man, I'm not about to be on that Joe Kai highlight.
Not again. 2:30.
Ooh, and he's got the
Ooh,
heel.
nice,
Really
Joe.
nice heel hook by Joe Kai. And we see a little bit of a limp right there. That was a really nice Nicky Ryan. We call that the Nicky Ryan, where you just go to that leg drag position, throw on the heel hook, and super effective Joe Kai with the win. So there we go, Joe Kai with the beanie. Definitely the moment.
Let me throw it at him. Hey, Joe. I will get it later.
Yep.
He's celebrating. All right. So Joe gets 3.
Yeah, Joe Kai's getting that money.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Joe,
You win
you won this beanie.
for
You
the...
had I said the next moment where we went, whoa! And- yeah. Oh, later, bro. Yeah. Nice work, dude.
See, Matt.
So Matt Anderson leaving. He's gonna finish. He's gonna be in our tournament. So you're gonna see more of the Manderson especially that Clay Malone loss right there really helped Manderson's case. He's going to probably be the 7th seed, and he's going to be going against Kevin Primo. Currently, he'd be going against Kevin Primo
That'll be fun.
in the tournament. Yeah,
That'll be a fun match. Yeah.
Yeah, that Western Conference is really fascinating now. I think the Western Conference has always been the most evenly matched. I mean, I want to see Kevin versus Jonathan Roberts again. I would love to see that match take place again. Both guys looked really good. Obviously, Kayla Mcallister wants that rematch against Jonathan.
I think we should be able to pick some matches and be like, I want to see, the people want to see this match.
Well,
you know.
I think the people really want to see, especially now, Jonathan Roberts versus Elijah. And we're going to see that tonight.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
All right, let's think.
Man, I don't know how y'all didn't go crazy. I'm surprised there's not just.
I know. We got 152 people. Guys,
Yeah.
make sure that you're sharing
You're
the
telling
link.
me that flying triangle
Ugh.
didn't earn.
Maybe they're still in shock and they can't
Dude,
comment on
Maybe,
the
or
chat.
maybe somebody like they're getting out their wallet and they're looking. They're like, man, I'm gonna donate $1,000.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
They're just like, oh, yeah, mine was blown.
This is some good stuff happening here. I need to support this through the super chat.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a great
If you
idea.
need my PayPal, hit me up. I mean that'll go to the league and the
Right.
competitors. But we're getting ready to move on to Matt Elkins versus Kiahi. And Matt Elkins has had a great PGF. Now, Caleb losing really helps Matt because he can move up into that 3rd spot. So there is a big difference. We're talking about $200 difference between 3rd and 4th place. And so right now we got Matt Elkins at 84 points and Caleb Mcallister at 86. Well, I guess, excuse me, it's 86. 86. Because Robert Gladden.
He's going to have 2. Matt Elkins is going to have 2.
Yeah, so go ahead and add
for
2 to him.
Okay.
So they're tied right now for 3rd place.
Womp,
so we got
womp,
the
womp.
main-
Super chat. Egghead Warrior. Oh, supporting the flying Jokai.
All right, so we're getting ready to change the battery on Keelan's camera. So you're going to be with us for the next 2 minutes. And, wow, we got Cammie here saying, I want to see women in here next season. Someone's got to represent us. Big issue. Next season is 225 and under. And, look,
Dudes.
if you're interested, I don't care what gender, what race, whatever, send your application to Brandon.
Yeah, yeah.
Just send it in. You see, this tournament, or excuse me, this season is full of a bunch of different types of grapplers. I mean, shoot, we got a bodybuilder that doesn't even actively train. So, look, if you're a female and you're interested,
And competing against 225
yeah,
pound
if you're
guys.
just like, hey, that looks fun, I want to give it
Yeah.
a try. I'm not saying you'll get picked, but yeah, hit up the commish. Now, we're not doing super fights. We're not doing anything like that. I mean, we have,
Not
dude, we're
during
already
regular
giving you
season.
guys too many matches on. I mean, we've got,
Yeah.
30, we're doing like 35 matches tonight. So, yeah.
Women were going to be represented in the final show. I'm not sure that we're still going to do that or not. So we'll have to see. Brandon is going to introduce a new rule set. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
But we got Matt, the main Elkins, asking the man, Keelan's asking the profesh, Keelan, if he's ready. Keelan's always ready when he's got that camera in his hand. And immediately Matt goes to that rolling Kimura, and he's not going to take, he's not going to take that arm bar. He switches that arm bar to the triangle, and he's going to get a quick tap right here. He's pulling on the head, punching into the throat, going for that gag reflex, and gets the tap.
Nice.
And there we go.
All right.
Matt
That was
Elkins
it.
in 7 points, and he is officially making $400 tonight if everything stands the same.
Yeah.
So there we
Okay.
go. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so Wallow, I think that he is going to do the 3-on-3 and call it 21. So, like the first team using this rule set with kills being 7 and breaks being 3. So, the first team to 21 is going to win. We were going to do those 3 teams being female, but I'm not sure that that's going to happen anymore. I think he wants to do a separate event just using females. So it would be like a 4-team bracket, with the teams being 3 females and give us a weight limit, that kind of thing. So I think like I said, I think he wants that to be a separate event. So he's been scheming. So we'll see. Stay tuned for the after show commish interview. So hopefully he'll have some more details on that later.
Next match, we got Kevin Primo versus Robert Autry. And, man, this is a big match for Kevin. Kevin taking 2 points for Robert Gladden, so he really needs the 7 points to secure his spot. He's already in the money. He's going to win the money regardless, but he would like to be that number 2 seed in the Western Conference. And he's pretty firmly. I mean, honestly, with the choke here, Kevin will be the number 2 seed. He's looking to avoid Caleb and Jonathan until the semifinals. I think him and Joe Kai both are like, look, we'll go to war in the quarterfinals if we both win our first matches, and then we'll only have to beat either Caleb or Jonathan one time instead of having to beat both of them. Ooh, we see Kevin do a sacrifice into a butterfly sweep. Robert's in on that Ashigarami. Kevin clears the Ashi foot, and this is where he likes to pass. And as impressive as Robert's guards looked, the white belt guard is no match for the high level of Kevin's passing.
520.
I would really recommend, man, Robert really pushing, keeping Kevin out. He doesn't want to go to the half guard situation. Yeah, he needs to keep these frames in place, and he needs to find a way to force the, he needs to force the butterfly guard.
5 minutes.
But he needs to stay out of these closed guard situations. Kevin does a great job moving with that omoplata, and excellent back step right here. And we're going to see a north-south attempt right off the bat.
4:45.
He's in that north-south position. If Robert comes up too far, he's going to get... Yeah, I like that switch. You see Kevin goes to the other side. Now he's in on that right arm north-south.
4:25.
Yeah, he's going to switch to this other side north-south. Robert doing a good job, though, of just doing enough to get to his side. I don't like how he's holding Kevin's head right here. That's not a good play, because if Kevin beats that, he's going to be deeper in on chokes.
3:57.
And I would use that to grab the Kimura grip and take the back. Now Kevin's in on the right arm, and he's much deeper in on that north-south. Yeah, Robert's making a big mistake grabbing the head right there. That's a big, big mistake. He's going to get tapped.
3:30.
Kevin doesn't quite have the lats in the proper position, but as I say that, he makes the necessary adjustment and gets the finish. Excellent job by Kevin Primo.
Kevin.
Yeah, big mistake. You do not want to grab the head. You're just pulling the guy on top of you. Don't grab the head from that north-south position. You want to get the hands in front, either bench press or find a lever on the face and really push that face away. He did a good job getting to his side the first couple of north-south attempts, but Kevin, man, you could tell he was like, that's where I'm going to get him. And he just kept throwing it down Robert's throat, and about the 5th or 6th one pays off. He gets that north-south choke.
Up next. So, okay. Kevin got 7. So Moises and Jeremy Geiger. This should be a battle.
Yeah.
Have we seen much of Moises' takedowns? Oh, and by the way, we forgot to mention that Moises got 7 last night. He did
Yeah.
a makeup match with Dennis.
I watched that match, and he hit our first Peruvian necktie of the season. So really nice Peruvian necktie. Any of you guys that are interested in those weird front chokes, you know, like the Peruvian necktie or Japanese necktie, there's a couple of others like that. Moises has a really interesting choke game, and it was really cool to see him finish that Peruvian last night. We saw him go for it a couple of times earlier. Didn't quite get the finish. He told me after the match that he had made some adjustments. He felt like his grip was a little bit off, and he was using too much strength, and he was burning his arms out. But this one, when he got it, it was almost an immediate tap. So
nice.
he made the necessary adjustments, and we'll see. Moises has got a couple of tough matches. He's still got a match against Jonathan Roberts coming up, too.
Size-wise, they look pretty similar.
Yeah, real similar. Real similar games, I would say. And we see a heavy collar tie right off of the bat.
Jeremy with a very short cut. Moises with the fade in the back.
Yeah, Jeremy looks a little thicker in the upper body. I bet these guys, though, are right around that 185-pound mark. Looks for that duck under right there.
523.
Moises hanging on the head.
$5.10.
1 minute in, neither guy really getting the advantage in the stand-up. Jeremy's starting to get more active. Moises, though, winning that inside clinch battle. Nice. That was a good choice by Jeremy. He could have gotten the takedown, but then he would have been in a lot of danger right there from that guillotine. Great job to just push him off.
430.
And now we see Moises sit guard.
415.
It looks like Jeremy's looking at the legs. Really good job by Jeremy recognizing. Just get out, come back in. And I think Jeremy's thinking about this scoop to the knee bar.
350.
Jeremy disengages, looking to get a little distance, reset up his passing and attacks. Moises playing a really relaxed guard right now. Oh, and there it is. Jeremy's in on that knee bar, and this looks tight. He's going to get the finish right here.
Oh, he's turned the knee. Oh,
Man, what a knee bar attempt.
knees out. 3 minutes.
Oh, and that's a deep arm-in guillotine. Nice job by both guys. Really good job by Moises to get the head, but Jeremy, man. I told you guys that that spinning knee bar attempt was coming. You heard it. So they're on their feet again, and yeah, Moises sits again. He's got to be really cautious. That was a tight knee bar attempt. I thought he was going to get the tap. Got 2:15 left. Moises in on the butterfly. Under 2 minutes here. It's been a really good match. Moises into the full guard.
155.
Jeremy gets out of there. They're back to the standing position, and Jeremy needs to be careful. Looks like Moises is turning up the pace.
133.
Ooh, nice
Oh
Kimura.
my gosh. Ooh, ooh.
Jeremy's in trouble here.
124.
He's doing just enough to avoid the breaking pressure.
Oh, he's grimacing.
Oh, and he's thinking about tapping.
108.
Oh, what
Oh,
defense
Oh,
by
my
Jeremy
goodness.
Geiger. Did a really good job of going through that Americana. So straight arm lock Americana.
55 seconds.
So 50 seconds left. Oh, and that's brutal. Really good neon position, neon belly position. Moises in, uses that neon belly to get the Kimura.
Oh.
He's barely got his hands together. It's going to be tough to survive for 35 seconds. There's 30 seconds left. He's in this power Kimura, ultra Kimura.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And
ooh,
gets
ooh,
the
ooh, ooh.
tap. Oh. Powerful Kimura. Once those hands were, once he lost the grip, you got to tap quick. Man, Moises uses that neon belly pressure to expose the Kimura and then goes to that ultra Kimura.
Ooh.
Beautiful finish.
Okay, guys, so Brandon says he's having trouble updating the live scores on the website. So I'm going to go over some of the scores that I have, and let's see if we match up. So Elijah is now at 98. Nilo's at 95. Matt Elkins is at 93. Kevin is at 85. And these will also include the Robert Gladden no-shows. Joe Kai at 71. Moises at 64. Well, now he's at, wait, what's that one? Yeah, I just added that one. Jonathan Roberts is at 65. Matt Anderson at 47. Mario at 39. Blake Randall, 34. Kanan Brooks at 21. And Dennis is at 16, Dennis Smith. So, guys, check my math. Make sure that I'm adding correctly. All right, let's mention a couple of our sponsors here while we got a second. NoGiHelper.com. This is Brandon's free online course, so make sure that you are signing up for those free videos. It's how to stop getting crushed from the bottom. NoGiHelper.com. All together, no punctuation or anything. N-O-G-I. NoGiHelper.com. Also, thank you to Lonnie Jones and his book, Grappling with Life, Controlling Your Inside Space. So, guys, make sure that you check this out. It's on Amazon for, I believe, $7. Amazing examples, amazing advice on a section I was reading was talking about, like, who to let into your life and who to not, and about, like, bad relationships and, you know, people to guard yourself against. So make sure you're checking that out. And thank you to Lonnie Jones.
And still have a bunch of matches, and shoot, if we ended right now, tonight delivered. But I still have a lot of great matches, and this is a weird one. We got the Gray Goose versus the Scarecrow. And Steven on his feet. Steven in the blue rash guard. The Scarecrow, you guys know by now, he's in the orange. The Scarecrow ain't wearing blue.
Get those Halloween colors.
Ooh, and we see the Scarecrow take that inside position, use the threat of the leg lock to get Steven on his back, but Steven stands. Steven is committed to wrestling.
$528. 5:08.
So almost a minute in. And gets to the front headlock position. Uses that to pass the guard, and now we see the Scarecrow on top in this twister side position. He's looks like he's gonna go to that. He's gonna go to that mount position, and whenever the Scarecrow passes, he looks to get to mount because he wants the mounted triangle.
Okay, the
So
clock
he's gonna
paused at
be in on the
4.
mount. Steven's going to be slightly on his side here.
4:42 on the clock.
So we reset back in the middle. Scarecrow on top.
You know what to do here. Be safe with your elbows. Be disciplined and let's recover this guard.
4:25.
So he's got the bottom arm gift wrapped here. And going for that Americana, you use that to expose something else, especially when Steven's on his side. The Americana is not a real threat. You're looking, though, for a movement.
4 minutes.
So we got 4 minutes, and Steven's in a bad spot. Steven's playing much more defensive than we've seen him on bottom. I would like to see him get those frames in. He's got a beautiful elbow escape, and he does a really good job of getting back to his guard. He's got a good deep half.
3:36.
Oh, and there we go. We see that arm start to sneak underneath, but he needs to be careful of the triangle. When you reach underneath for that deep half, the triangle, if you don't do it well enough, the triangle's an option, and you don't want to be reaching one arm in, one arm out against the Scarecrow.
3:13.
And you see the Scarecrow decides to pull bottom close guard, and I think that's a good choice because he wasn't really getting anywhere with Steven. Steven was doing a good job of staying disciplined.
2:55. Both arms.
So we got 2.5 minutes. We got Steven on top. I would like to see Steven stand up from here and attack a leg. He needs to create distance. Oh, but the Scarecrow pops the triangle. It's so quick.
It's tight.
And it's tight. And he gets the tap. Man, the Scarecrow, dude. How many guys would you go, hey, go from mount to bottom guard? And he just rolls over, gives up the sweep. And he's so dangerous from there.
Pretty comfortable, yeah. So I've been, okay, what do you think about the top lock?
The what?
Like when you're going from like you're going to a triangle position and you're trying to score it, so you put your knee on top of that shoulder. So I've been watching Gordon's closed guard.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about stuff I have no idea what you're talking about.
So he does a top lock to like secure that shoulder, even though both arms are still in. Like he's putting his knee on top of this shoulder. So that's the choking leg, right?
Okay.
And then that other leg is on top of the shoulder. You're like securing that position. Brandon says it's not good.
Really?
He says he's never had success with it. I don't know.
I don't know. If Gordon shows something, I'm
Yeah, you
all
think
ears.
it's pretty good?
I'm all ears. But I also have a lot of faith in Brandon, so I don't know.
I don't know.
But I'd have to see. I kind of understand what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but definitely not my forte.
But I was just thinking that, not the choking leg. I guess that's the one. That's the what you call on the neck side. But the other one that looked really tight when he was securing his triangle.
Yeah, I mean, he's a triangle master, man. He's a black belt at the triangle choke. And when you end up in those situations with the Scarecrow where there's a threat of the triangle, that's where he thrives, and we see him finish another triangle.
Still a lot of matches to go, guys. Make sure that you're sharing. Make sure that you're giving to the super chat.
All right, guys, we're on a little bit of a submission streak here. We've had a bunch of submissions in a row, so let's keep this up. We got Dennis Smith versus Kiahi next, and, man, both guys really need a win. and I've said this a couple of times, and I'm going to keep saying it. Everybody wants to finish tonight. Like, this is your last night. Dennis and Kiai are not going to be in the tournament, so every win, like, will really help salvage and give them good feelings about the PGF season, you know, how it went with them. You know, if they can win 1 or 2 tonight, they'll feel really good, you know,
you
with
still have
their
a chance
PGF performances.
to show some of your attributes, things you have in your arsenal. So, yeah, it's definitely not wasted, I don't think.
No. And so, man, I wonder what Elijah Carlton's going to do with that $1,000. I mean, it really pays off for him. You know, he has this shoulder injury.
Yeah.
And, again, a lot of people, they would have quit, especially if it's been going on as long as he says it has, which I believe, you know. In the last couple of weeks he's been competing injured. A lot of guys would have dropped out. We've seen guys drop out for less. And I'm just so happy for him. I really am just happy that he's going to be rewarded and for competing through this injury.
Yeah,
and I hope it's something that heals in a couple of weeks rather than a couple of months.
He owns his own business. It might go to rent.
Yeah, his gym is really cool. I like Southside. We got Dennis here. They're both in the orange and black, but Kiahi's in the 10th Planet O'Fallon shorts. Dennis is in the all-black shorts. And Joe's telling him, Dennis, to be the aggressor. He's like, this is your world, and I completely agree. I think we're going to see that patented ankle pick where he just picks that ankle up. Nice job. So Dennis already passed.
$513.
Yeah, that's a great coaching call. That right hand's going to stop all the guard recoveries. Kiahi's not going to be able to turn up to his side like he wants to. And now Dennis secured the position. He can start thinking about different attacks. One of my favorite, I'm telling you, when guys are holding your head like this, if you just go to the north-south position and punch in a Kimura, you can use that to either finish the Kimura or look for arm locks, but more importantly, you're going to use it to take the back.
Yeah, I guess I just usually cross-face and drive my shoulder into their throat.
Oh, I love. When guys grab my head right there, I go to north-south and grab. But he gets the Kimura anyways. Kiahi's, ooh, nice job using that Kimura grip to get to the mount position.
422.
So Dennis looking to use that punch, choke, or arm triangle. So they really play well off each other. The guy defends the arm triangle, the punch choke is there. They go for the defend the punch choke, then the arm triangle's there. It's a really good play to have in the arsenal, and Dennis has he's pretty good at both of them.
350.
Kiai does a good job, though, finds his way back to the half guard. Dennis, though, up high. Kiai is not where he wants to be to play this half guard.
333.
Dennis looks for that Americana.
310.
Dennis needs to be careful of his legs here. Oh, and he pops a triangle.
Oh, Dennis, make that angle.
So nice job. I like how he switched to the reverse Kimura, or the opposite side Kimura. He's going to look to attack the...
Nice.
Yeah,
Dennis.
now he's got a really good Kimura attack. Yeah, he's going to get this
240.
Kimura. That's a really good play right there.
$230.
Kiai doing a good job, though, of keeping his hips. And he gets the tap.
+7 for Dennis.
Yeah, and Dennis getting a much-needed choke. Excellent job. Switch to the reverse triangle. The threat of the Kimura made Kiahi go to his back. And then from there, he just grabbed the head, aggressively pulled,
Yeah.
gets the tap.
Nice. Good job, Dennis.
There we go. The submission streak continues.
Is that Dennis's first submission?
No.
All right, guys. Let's go over the rule set. So these are 6-minute rounds, 3 points for any joint lock or what we call a break, 7 points for any kill, which is a choke, and 0 points for a draw. Also, 2 points for any no-show, which is happening in 8 of our matches that are on the schedule currently. So again, if you want to follow along with us with the schedule, with the standings, even though Brandon said he's having trouble updating the standings live, but you can also see the schedule at pgfhome.com. So make sure that you're following along with us. I think right now we are on schedule, like we're doing the matches as the pgfhome.com says them.
So we got Clay Malone versus Josh Daddario. Both these guys have already had matches, and honestly, Josh has had 2 grueling matches. So, yeah, he's had 2 really good matches so far. Both ended up as losses for him, but here we go. We got Josh Daddario stepping back up. He's in the short sleeves. We got Clay in the long.
Josh with the man bun.
I think the leg locks are going to play heavily in this match. We've seen both these guys already in quite a few leg exchanges. Really nice guard work by Josh. He needs to be careful of this straight ankle lock.
5:30.
Ooh, nice
Josh.
job by Josh Daddario.
Roll with it.
He
Get the
passes
knee.
it over to the near side. He needs to be careful. And it's the threat of the counter, but man, Josh is already back under again. Going to the other leg, man, Josh showing some really good leg work right here. He needs to get that knee in to keep the frame so Clay can't come over. Really nice sweep right here. Modified X-guard sweep.
5 minutes.
I would like to see Josh go for an aggressive reap right here.
4:48.
Nice X-guard sweep again. Oh, and he's into the inside heel hook. Nice leg work by Josh. Clay, though, really shown an improved ability to defend the legs. He's doing a great job of hiding his heel. Great job by Clay Malone.
$4.18.
Yeah, that hip bump sweep was a great play. He should have popped a triangle off of it. And Clay uses that arm lock attempt to pass the guard, and now he's in topside control against Josh. Josh needs to be disciplined here, and we've seen him be disciplined all night.
3:45. $3:30.
So almost 3 minutes. It looks like Josh is starting to get a little wore out. I mean, he's been the much smaller guy in all of his matches tonight. Clay looking to
3 minutes.
transition to the north-south position. Josh, though, trying to invert. He needs to get his knee in. He's got one knee in, Clay, though, holding on to the head.
Go inverted. Go inverted. Backward shoulder roll.
245.
In
Pummel your legs.
a really good job by both guys. Josh almost inverts, but man, that almost inversion really wore him down. And Clay uses that to take the mount.
230.
Back flat. Back flat.
Use your right elbow to lift this ankle a little bit. Right leg flat, Josh. Right leg flat.
Oh, and this is a bad position because now Clay's in on that gift wrap, and he's in that strong side gift wrap.
215.
And he's going to look to go for that arm triangle. Oh, and he's looking to just get that gift wrap choke. That's really weird.
See,
He's
trying
going
to
for a
take the
choke
back.
right there. I've never seen anybody finish that.
157.
And now he's going to switch to the arm triangle. And this is deep. He's going to get this.
Good job, Clay.
It's a really nice match right there. An excellent job by Clay. That gift wrap looked brutal.
On a choke streak.
Yeah, we are in a choke
3 in
streak.
a row. All right, so Clay Malone gets 7.
Hey, we're getting ready to see Mike Ritchie versus Moises. And I think this is a match that Mike Ritchie, it's going to be tough for him because Moises' pace, and Mike's already tired. We saw him really gassed at the end of that last match. I'm interested to see how that match goes. But we got Mario Gayor versus Robert Autry. So, Brenda, here you go. The nephew's getting ready to step back up, and this is a really winnable match for Mario.
Yeah. All right, so this is the match that I put on my fantasy league.
Next joint lock gets a charger.
From Decatur Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Frank Troop. Is that a bug? All right. Again, thank you to Matt Viper and Eric Bell. I haven't seen him in the chat. He may be in there, and I just haven't paid attention. But, guys, make sure that you're showing him love. Go to mattviper.com. Pick out some of his amazing products, including the blue and orange rash guards from the PGF. Get your own so that you can train in your PGF gear.
Honestly, Matt Viper's all over the place. I see so many guys being sponsored by him or them sponsoring events. So big ups to Eric Bell for supporting jiu-jitsu, and you're doing a great job, buddy. But we got Mario Gayor, the number 8 seed, versus Robert Autry. So we got Mario in the orange and Robert in the blue.
I see you, Brenda. I'll get your womp-womps here in a second.
So here we go. Mario in the orange, Robert in the blue. Robert, a white belt from Montgomery Martial Arts, and Mario, a purple belt from 10th Planet O'Fallon. We see Robert pull guard. This has definitely been Robert's most effective position. Mario already in on the head, looking to use that to pass.
5:30.
30 seconds in, and Mario's already in a great position. He's got a couple of different attacking options. He's got wrist control here. Got the head with his left arm. I
5:12.
would like to see Mario use that elbow to clear. Yeah, he's using his hand to clear that knee. Get that knee out of that half guard. Yeah, you see, he needs to get that knee free. Robert does a good job, though, of transitioning into the butter half. But that butter half from this position is really not that effective.
Mario's almost in on that
Yeah,
Kimura
Mario,
trap.
really good job of floating and passing that butterfly. And he's past the guard. Man, really nice work. Robert needs to be careful about this Darce.
4:35.
He does a really good job of getting his posture back. Mario, just so cool. Nice guard recovery. Goes to the De La Hiva. Mario steps in, looking to double underpass. Robert needs to be careful here. Off the double underpass, there's a lot of really sneaky attacks, especially if he tries to go to turtle.
409. $358. $345.
Mario's a really good grappler. I really like watching him roll.
He's very patient and composed.
Yeah, I just, win or lose, I love Mario's style. He's a very well-rounded grappler. He's a very talented purple belt.
Yeah.
He's going to be a really good black belt one day.
He needs to come visit us in like on an open mat so we can all roll with him.
You're just trying to get more money. So,
I meant
man,
that.
Mario really setting up this mounted triangle here.
310.
3 minutes.
Ooh, looking to go to maybe some mounted rubber guard here. Robert needs to be disciplined. His arms are a little bit out of position. Ooh, nice float, but Mario's getting ready to get on this naked guillotine. Oh, Robert cannot go back. Do not go backwards, Robert. Oh,
233.
really nice job by Mario. That was a great sweep.
$218.
So under 2 minutes.
$155.
Mario in on the headlock again. He's got that guillotine. I would look to aggressively go to mount. I would get that head and aggressively step over. If that didn't work, then I would go onto the legs. But he's in the triangle position.
Robert.
What a
nice.
man! That
was beautiful.
guillotine counter to when Robert's passing is really sweet. And Mario's almost in
117.
on the back. Mario's almost, yeah, he's got that choke. Oh, that's in. He's going to get it.
107.
Oh, he took the hand out, and he gets the tap. Man,
right.
Mario gave what a performance.
Great job, Mario. And womp, womp, womp. Super chat from
You
Brenda.
talk about technique.
Yeah. He looked awesome.
Wait, super chat from who?
Brenda, Mario's aunt.
From what? For what?
Because I put Mario on my fantasy team.
Oh, my gosh. Look, Brenda, I've been Team Mario. I've been saying stuff the whole PGF season about how awesome Mario is.
I think it's better
how
when I
he's
come in like all cautious, though, and then I get warmed up, and I'm like, okay, all right,
Yeah,
Mario.
you're like the pretty girl in like high school that's like everybody thinks
We'll see.
isn't very nice. Yeah, but she actually has a soft side, and towards the end of the show, she starts to fall for the guy that nobody thought she would fall for. Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe, I guess.
I don't know.
They make those movies for a reason.
They
though.
do make a lot of those movies. Yeah, Mario's like the mysterious guy. He like plays in the band or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're dating like Elijah, who's like the quarterback. Yeah. Okay.
No,
Anyway, so
that was not the case in high school. Super nerdy.
I know. I'm talking about what's going on here, though.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying that's not how things really happen. All right. So
we got Mike Ritchie versus Moises coming up, and I mean, I'm interested to see how Moises attacks Mike. I think the key is pace. I mean, Mike looked like he couldn't even stand up
right
at the end of that last match.
Womp, womp, womp. Super chat from Brenda. Yeah, we just keep talking about Mario.
All right, so
She keeps giving.
we're changing the name of the PGF to Mario's
Wait.
Grappling Federation. Brandon's out as prez.
Right.
Mario, you are a new president.
The people have spoken.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Or we have
the
spoken.
Prophet. Oh, yeah. The
Okay.
Prophet and the, what's your nickname?
I think, I was thinking
Ooh.
about this. No. I need to go from champ to clutch.
Oh, I was going to say you could be Southern Belle.
No, I'm clutch.
Okay. All right. What up, Clutch?
All right.
All right, so we got Clutch here. Emma Gayor. Okay. We got another one of Mario's. I don't know who that is. In
I'm
Mario's
not sure.
life.
But they have the same last name. Oh, I'm the first lady of the PGF.
Nah, that's lame.
Yeah, Egghead, you're not getting any respect for your nicknames there. Pete Rose, it's not sticking.
Yeah, Pete Rose didn't stick, dude. Liquid Terminator.
Yeah.
Sorry, Egghead.
That's already established.
Dude, you're a huge part of the PGF. I want you to know.
Mike, Ritchie.
I don't know. She's got this Southern accent. Everyone's always
do.
commenting on it. And they're always talking
Yeah.
about how her arms and like, ooh, Lindsay, like so much, like especially whenever Brandon and Keelan come on, they're like. But we got Mike versus Moises, and Moises is coming out here in the orange, Mike Ritchie in the blue. I'm interested to see how this match goes. Again, what's Moises' strategy going to be? Ah, okay. Yeah, keep the pace high. That's what I would recommend. Mike needs to get on top and really slow down. He needs to slow down the movement of Moises.
All right, we know that the camera paused for a second, guys, so it should be back up. 5:24.
Ooh, 2 jumping guillotines back to back. 3 jumping guillotines.
Oh, distraction.
Ooh, and Mike's in on a guillotine of his own.
Ooh, this could be heavy. This is Mike's move. All right. 5:01.
Yeah, they both have good guillotines. Oh, and Mike moves like a bullfighter. And Mike ends up in the closed guard. Moises, though, already out the back door. Now, this is a dangerous position for Mike. He's grabbing the head like a schoolyard headlock. Mike made a good adjustment right there, squaring back up so he avoids giving up his back.
4:10.
So we see Moises in on the Kimura, and man, after his last Kimura, shoot, I wouldn't want Moises grabbing that on me, but Mike is so imposing, so strong. I mean, as strong as Jeremy is, you know Mike's got an extra 10 or 15 pounds of muscle. And again, Jeremy's a very strong gentleman.
3:35.
So I'm sure when Moises grabs that Kimura, it feels like a different arm. I've heard from multiple guys that, they think Mike is probably the strongest guy in the PGF.
3:21.
So almost 3 minutes left, and this is the point if I'm Moises' coach, I'm going, hey, turn the pace up. You see Mike starting to breathe out of his mouth.
Right.
Mike has such strong hips, though. When we saw it already, Moises got in on that single leg, and Mike is so strong with his hips. Moises sits, and now we see Mike go to his knee.
247.
And this is something I would like to see Mike improve upon. He does not do a good job of entering the guard. He enters very straight on, which... Nice hip bump off the triangle. Or, excuse me, off the Kimura. Really nice hip bump Kimura right there. And we see Moises now on top. And Mike's
Just hulked.
and just
Hulked out of it.
Yeah.
215.
And so we're going to reset back in the middle. So we got 2 minutes and 11 seconds left. What a hip bump sweep. Really nice job by Moises.
2
Man,
minutes.
Mike just said, get off. Oh, we see Moises. Sloppy attempt at a guard pull right there.
Oh, hit it.
And now Moises is on top. So we're gonna restart with Moises on top of Mount. It looks like Mike might have taken a little bit of damage on that foot right there during that exchange.
Clock is starting at 147.
Man, really good job by the ref right there. Nice reset. Moises' pressure from top is pro-fish. I mean, his knee on belly's best knee on belly I've seen in no-gi in a while. And
Sometimes becomes knee on sternum.
yeah, that's a good play right there by Moises, creating space. Make Mike move as much as possible. Breaking him open without movement is going to be very difficult.
116.
Mike trying to get space so he can stand up. Moises, though, doing a good job crowding Mike's guard. Mike, though, showing some really good guard work right here.
1 minute.
So there's a minute left. Moises passes again, and he's going to that knee on belly.
Stop extending your arms. Stop extending your arms.
43 seconds.
Man, look at that knee on belly. That looks miserable. Oh, and he goes for the arm lock. That's tight.
31 seconds.
Man, nice takedown. And Mike stands up. Really
20
good
seconds.
job by Mike, digging deep, standing up. It's
Come on, Mike. You got it. You got it, Mike.
15 seconds.
Mike, you got this. What's up, Mike? 10 seconds. Let's go, Mike. 10 seconds. 10 seconds, Mike. 10 seconds, Mike. Yeah, Mike.
Nice match.
Good match.
All right. That's our first draw in a little while.
Yeah, first draw, but it's Mike, man.
Yeah, dude.
Mike's matches are draws.
All right. So up next would be Elijah Carlton and Jeremy Geiger.
Okay. So we got Elijah Carlton versus Jeremy Geiger, and a choke here will solidify Elijah Carlton as the champ.
What was this for? Leg lock?
Next joint lock.
Oh, joint lock.
Yes.
Any joint lock. Okay.
We haven't had a joint lock. It's been all chokes.
All right. I will accept the nickname Guns. I like that, Brandon Gamble. Or The Guns. I don't know. I don't know if I need the article or not.
Yeah, but you can't be called the guns when you got somebody with bigger guns right next to you.
Well, I don't know. Egghead says that I'm hiding my guns so that you won't feel bad about yourself. What do you think about that?
Egghead, you need to work on your breakdowns, bro, because you got that breakdown all wrong.
I don't know. Just giving you a little confidence tonight. Not wearing my tank tops.
Yeah, you're wearing long sleeves.
Yeah.
Somebody enjoyed themselves
I don't know.
at the
You can
beach.
still see them, though. You can still see them through the sleeves.
I don't know. Let's see a flex. Let me see. Flex, flex, flex. Wait,
Can you
hold
see
up.
it?
Keep it there. That's impressive.
We're going to have a contest. We need the measuring tape.
Yeah, somebody stop the PGF.
Go get us
the
a measuring tape. Right now.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. My jaw muscles are stronger than yours.
What? I don't know. Scaff doth protest too much.
We're talking
Yes.
Old English.
Clutch is catching on. I already started it. You know my nickname, like Manscaped Mike. It sticks.
How dare you, Morgan? That just makes my jiu-jitsu that much more impressive. Thank you, guys.
Clutch.
Like, Scaff, how come you're not in the PGF? And you're telling me that a woman's buffer than me, and you want me in this bracket with these savages?
So what would be your perfect bracket weight?
I mean, perfect would
175?
be 175.
Well, I mean, is there a 165 division?
No, it'd be 155.
Okay, so you
155
you would cut
easy.
weight every week for 155.
5 pounds? That's
Okay.
easy. I mean, 165 would be like, don't cut
Okay.
weight. Yeah.
So you'd only eat like 2 pounds of meat every day. Not,
Yeah, I'm literally eating like
not 14
2 or
pounds of
3
meat.
pounds of meat a day.
Okay.
But here we go. We got Elijah Carlton looking to win, become the first PGF champion, regular season champion. And he needs a choke. He's currently got a 3-point lead over Nilo. Immediately pulls into butterfly guard and looking for that triangle. Oh, he's already got the arm. He's got the triangle. He's going to get the finish. And when you have a hurt shoulder, that's how you want the match to go.
Yeah, fast.
Especially against a big, strong wrestler like Jeremy Geiger. And there you go. There's $1,000 to Elijah Carlton.
He's excited.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go, guys. Yeah. There we go. There's our
Elijah
first.
says
I mean, what a moment. I mean, there's our first champion, and rightly so. And honestly, if he goes out and then submits Jonathan Roberts, is there any doubt? Any doubt that he is the most talented and best
Oh,
competitor
no.
in the pool? I mean,
But do you can Jonathan come out there and tap Elijah?
we'll see. We'll see. See, I think it's going to be tough because Elijah's mindset's going to be a little bit different. I think his best bet, Jonathan's best bet was Elijah trying to get in there and pass and clinch. If
Yeah.
Elijah's looking to just jump on the legs and play that leg game, I think it takes out a lot of Jonathan's best attacks, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And so if he's thinking about hunting, he's not thinking about going up, underhooking, and getting into some of those plays that clinch work Jonathan likes. So I think that hurts Jonathan's chances. But,
Yeah.
dude, if you told me Jonathan submitted, anybody, any high-level black belt, I'd go, oh, yeah, like, I believe it. Like, he's got the firepower to tap anybody.
I don't know. Is there any possibility, and I hope this is not offensive to Elijah, that he comes out and protects his body?
Yeah, right. He just won $1,000. He's on that
That's what I'm
$1,000
saying,
high right
though.
now.
He already knows that
He's
won
on
it.
that $1,000 high right now. He doesn't feel anything. That shoulder,
Okay.
he's like, what shoulder injury? He's ready to do 15 matches. He's ready to do the tournament tonight.
Oh, though, but okay.
Dude,
he's
if you
gonna
told
have to-
Elijah right now, hey, we're going to give you a 10-minute break in between each match, he'd face everybody on this roster for another 1,000.
Yeah. Okay. But you spilled the beans about shoulder and Jonathan Roberts.
No, he told it. I
Oh,
said,
okay,
I
he
told
did.
him, yeah. So when he first
Okay.
came on pre-show, I said, I haven't told anybody what the injury is. I've just said that you had to
Yeah.
pull out due to injury. And he
So
said,
he
yeah,
said
it's my
shoulder.
shoulder. He started
Oh, okay,
pointing
okay.
to it, and I was like, okay.
Okay. So, if nothing else, he needs to be super protective of that shoulder because Jonathan Roberts is going to go after it.
No, it's gonna be a leg battle. I mean,
Okay.
if Jonathan sits, Elijah can just sit then and look to entangled leg. That's what I'm saying. I think that could be our first double butt scoop
Gotcha.
battle.
All right.
I mean, unless Elijah was really looking to make a statement, like, no, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pass. But like you
the
said,
beast.
he's got no incentive. He needs to keep that arm healthy, and the best way to keep that shoulder safe and protected is to keep it a leg battle. And I think that people want to see that. I mean, I know I want to see it because we haven't seen too many. We've seen some. We've seen a lot of blue and purple belt exchange legs back and forth, and there's been some really good battles. But we haven't seen the guys to the caliber of those two exchange legs yet in the PGF.
How about the last 6 out of 8? Or there have been 6 out of the last 8 have been chokes.
Yeah.
Last 8 matches. 6 have been chokes.
Yeah, and we got Matt Elkins versus Seth Tatum, and this is a really tough match for Matt Elkins. Seth has been, again, he's only been submitted by one guy.
Okay.
And, yeah, this is a tough match for him. Because Seth's biggest weakness is the leg lock. And Matt's not the strongest leg locker. We haven't seen him attempt any leg locks this season, and I don't think it's about to start next match.
All right, Matt. I need a choke here for my fantasy league.
Seth Tatum.
All right. Matt the main Elkins with the ponytail.
Yeah, so we got the mane with the ponytail and the headband, and we got Seth, the longer, lankier, in the clinch gear shorts. This is Matt Elkins' first match tonight, right?
No, he had.
Oh, yeah, he
Kiai.
finished a triangle. That's right. He finished the triangle off his back. Seth looking to wrestle a little bit. Oh, nice pass by into the back. And that's the danger when you don't have the wrestling skill and you're going against somebody that's a much better wrestler. When you get taken down, you can end up in much worse positions. And that's what we just saw. We saw the pass by, and, man, we might have a twister attempt.
5:15.
In on that truck, but Matt's looking to pull him up into the back, and Seth's really difficult to rear naked choke. Seth looking to control that choking arm.
4:55.
Oh, and he's got that in position. He's going to get that finish. Oh, Seth might just have enough of an angle. And he gets the tap, though. Nice job by Matt Elkins. And I think so many guys are making a big mistake wrestling. Like, that was a big mistake. I think that was a huge error to wrestle because Seth essentially just gave his back off that throw by.
Yeah.
But, hey, you live and you
Live
learn.
and learn. Live and learn. Yep.
There we go.
All right,
So-
guys, make sure that you are sharing. We are at 133 viewers. Share and donate to that super chat. Guys, the last 7 out of 9 matches have ended in choke. So
Yeah, and I said
this
the
is
next
pretty
joint
exciting.
lock for that.
Right,
For that
so
wireless charger.
we're going to have to
Well, let's go
maybe
ahead and
pull
go
out
to
another prize.
We're going to go to another bottle here.
All right,
And we're going to do the next takedown.
next takedown.
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't done a takedown.
Okay, so this is, I'm going to write this down. This is for a joint lock, the Powerade charger, and then the squeeze bottle is for the next choke, you said?
Yeah. Hey, thanks, James Cole. James Cole just said Matt is the man. Okay.
Right. How could he mean any other Matt?
Okay, he's not talking about me. I get it.
I don't know. He probably thinks you're the man, too.
I mean, you talk about my ego, dude.
I think we need to pull up another chair for your ego right over here, like maybe right in between us.
It wouldn't fit between your guns. Luckily, my guns are small enough for me my ego to fit.
So, yeah,
But-
we're not talking about my ego.
So we got, we got Kayla Mcallister versus Kiahi coming up. And Caleb really now is trying to fight for seeding.
Okay.
He still has a firm grip on the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, especially if he gets a choke here, which we all expect him to get a choke on Kiahi.
Yeah.
Now, another big storyline is Kiahi, if he gets choked here, will surpass 100 points against. So currently the PGF record for points against in a season is Mike Johnson. He's given up 99 points. But if Kiahi loses by choke here, he will be past Mike Johnson, and he will now hold the most points given up in a PGF season. So we'll see.
That's kind of a tough position to be in when you're going against Caleb Mcallister.
Yeah. Nice takedown to the cartwheel pass. Really nice job.
Already?
Oh, so Kiahi already is at 103. So with this, it'll be 110. Hey, man, we got to keep records on everything. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the first team to go defeated in the NFL. Like, everybody knows that. Like, that's an infamous record. And Kiahi, he did get a win, though. So Mike Johnson was the first winless competitor, and Kiahi is the most points scored against. Hey, when you're a white belt, it's tough, dude.
Yeah, you got to go through a lot of fire.
Oh, Caleb's in on that north-south choke. That's deep. He's going to get the tap right there. He's in a great position. The lats are in the perfect position.
Oh.
I would say a couple of half movements more. Yeah, you see him starting to adjust a little bit. Ooh, that was a mistake by Kiahi. He went more flat back. He needs to get up on his side. He needs to push the face of Caleb. Pulling on that shoulder, it's not going to give you any space. If he goes flat right here, if those hips go to the ground, he's going to get tapped. Oh, that's the adjustment Caleb needed. And he gets the tap. That was the adjustment Caleb needed. Getting that head to the outside of the tricep. Excellent. So, Caleb Mcallister in the 4th position. And McLovin says he's 205 pounds. I asked that question like 3 hours ago, I feel like.
Well, yeah, but maybe he's just now getting to you. I don't know. All right, 205. That's okay.
All right, McLovin.
Yeah. Make sure that you're letting Brandon know that you're interested and not just us, because we are not.
Yes, McLovin.
The
And I also
picking
have
committee.
0 power.
Right.
Clutch has 0 power.
It's true.
All right. I'm probably the most replaceable person here. I just talk a lot.
You do talk a lot. But you do have a lot of good information.
Well, thanks, Clutch.
You're welcome.
But we got Eric Longar versus Mike Ritchie coming up, and is it going to be another draw? I'm going to go get a sugar-free
All
power.
right, I got this. I got you. Eric Longar, Mike Ritchie up next. Yeah, we're debating Egghead whether or not I should be guns or clutch, because I had a clutch episode this afternoon when Scaff and I were playing some basketball. So I think I don't know. I'm debating clutch or guns. They're both good. They're both awesome. All right, let's thank a couple of our sponsors here. The Orthopedic Center and Dr. Michael Cantrell. We really appreciate his sponsorship. Guys, he's an orthopedic surgeon in this area, and he actually trains with us. So check him out. He is an amazing physician. I go into the office, and I'm like, hey, I need help with this and this and this. And he's like, all right, you just need to rest. And I'm like, okay, but I probably won't. So, but Dr. Cantrell is awesome. So for any of your orthopedic needs, contact the Orthopedic Center. Also, thank you to Physical Therapy and Balance Center and Jeff Keith. So Brandon had physical therapy there. Actually, several of our students have done their physical therapy with Jeff Keith, and they've got some really cool, in my mind, because I've never done physical therapy, but I've seen Brandon do physical therapy several times. Really updated, innovative ways to do the physical therapy. Really cool activities monitors. Brandon was like stepping 1 foot on this ball, and they were like measuring things. It was really cool. So make sure you check out Physical Therapy and Balance Center and Jeff Keith. And also make sure you're checking out the Grappling Discourse podcast.
Yeah, guys, that's my podcast. Got 139 episodes as of today. Got interviews. I've got interviews with some of the PGF competitors. I'm going to do an interview hopefully next week of Jake Elkins. So I'm hoping to get Jake
Okay.
Elkins on before the tournament. He's kind of one of the big top dogs coming into the next season. So I want to give you guys a preview of one of the guys that could potentially be our PGF Season 2 champion.
So Jake is an amazing grappler. So not just a wrestler. That's what his background's in, right? So college
Yeah.
wrestler, right?
Yeah, he runs the most successful club, wrestling club in Alabama. He's been training up here under us for the past couple of months. He's a purple belt now under Brandon. So he's an absolute monster, black belt level grappler.
So Egghead's saying that the Grappling Discourse podcast needs a discussion board.
That's a great idea.
That'd be a good
That's
feature
a really
for you.
good. That's a
Yeah.
really good idea, Egghead.
All right, so I've just
I forgive
been
you for that guns comment.
I've just been told that Ritchie is not going to compete in the next match. He worsened an existing injury, so it looked like he was really ginger on that foot.
Yeah.
So I guess
Oh, but we've got maybe match of the night coming up. Dallas Sharp versus Joe Kai. Dude, I wish Joe would have hit that flying triangle. That was easily, as awesome as that Darce was, that would have been some of the season. He stepped on him like 3 times. It was, But we got Joe Kai in the orange, Dallas in the blue. These guys have rolled against each other, both 10th Planet Decatur students. Joe's a brown belt. Dallas is a blue belt. It's always interesting to see the blue belts, when they're going against kind of their older brothers. This is a very, older brother. Joe's a mentor to Dallas for sure. So
but I'm sure they're going to do something before the tournament. So normally they help with the fantasy league picks, and apparently I should have watched the McDojo Live podcast this week. But again, so make sure that you're checking them out at Wallow J, Chris, and Miggy.
can they hear us?
I think so. I'm just
There we go.
acting like they're
We're
not.
live.
I'm acting like they can hear me.
All right, we're back, guys. So we have 9 matches. Let me count again. 1. Go ahead and keep.
Okay. So, again, let's show our appreciation to Keelan Lawyer and Subconscious Studios. If you need any kind of videography, make sure and hit him up, Conscious Keelan. That is his tag, I believe, on Facebook. So you are not going to see any videography that's better, especially in jiu-jitsu, than what we have right here. So Conscious Keelan, Keelan Lawyer, Subconscious Studios, amazing.
Kanan looking to be on an inside leg lock of his own.
504.
They're in the 50-50 here.
All right, this buffering should be over now. 4:47. Oh, there it goes again.
So in the 50-50 here, both guys well-versed in leg locks. Kanan's on the offensive. Steven glances back. Kanan needs to be careful, man. That was a big mistake by Kanan. Kanan did a good job of hiding his foot, though. Heel slipped.
4:12.
So almost at the 4-minute, we're seeing an ankle lock battle. Oh, I hear a pop. Yeah, just heard a pop on Steven's foot right there. Oh, I heard another. I heard
Yeah,
a
that was
couple more
crunch.
pops. Yeah.
$344.
Kanan going for that power straight ankle lock from the Ashigarami.